doctors on the phone. I would like to work this out and have Eric be part of the...
It would be fun. It would make it a better day.
Hi, Eric. Eric, I've received your letter. I would like you to be a part of the IQ test results today. I think it would be the honorable thing to do because you agreed to do it. Your demands, there's two I won't agree to. Here's what I see. I'll tell you what. Let me get the list of demands here. Okay, final appearance, get my results under the following terms. Okay, 1, during the call, no one call me Eric the Midget. Okay, I can do that. Okay?
All right.
All right. We have to call you Eric the actor. All right. 2, no assholes on the line can get on the air while you're on the air. Okay, so while we do the results, I won't put anyone on. I'll hang up on you at some point, and then we'll take phone calls. I'll agree to that. It's a little difficult, but I'll agree to it. 3, no 9 times table, no math whatsoever while you're on. Agreed. I can do that. The 4th one I can't agree to. They have to agree that this is the end of my time on their show and stop talking about me from now to the end of the show. I don't know what that means. I mean, there's no way I can't guarantee that. People are going to call in and talk about you after we do the IQ test. Of course they are, but you don't have to be on the phone for that.
From now till December 16th, the end of the show.
No, I can't agree to that. I can't. I mean, and not only that, I think that this is a little bit obnoxious because, you know, you agreed to do the IQ test. We went to the trouble to do it.
And there weren't any of these conditions. We didn't have to do, you know, to have negotiations after the fact is ridiculous.
It's sleazy, Eric, and I'm telling you that because I know you want to be in the business. If you try to pull that with any producer or anything,
you're off.
Yeah, I'm just telling you the truth. 5, they need to agree to give me some money for being a part of all this. Now,
extortion.
That's extortion at the worst. That just doesn't make you look like a clean individual. You don't agree to do something and then afterwards shake everyone down. It's not cool, Eric.
A, Wednesday my laptop broke down. And B, it's Christmas time. I need some extra money.
Eric,
why didn't you say that at the beginning before you agreed?
Why didn't you say to me right away, hey, Howard, I could use some money for the bit? You know I'm always generous with you. I've always tried to be a decent guy with you. But you can't shake people down afterwards. It comes off the wrong way. It's not fair. You can't agree to something, and it's just, and then I look like an idiot.
And it makes there are other people who've just given their time.
The 6th demand I can give into. They will tell me what the latest offer for an acting gig is. Gary, you still know that, right?
Yeah, I never said it was an acting gig. I said it was an opportunity that he'd be very interested in, but I got to go back. I'm not even sure it's still available.
Right, but you would tell him what it is.
Absolutely.
All right. That I could agree to. So I can agree to most of this, and I would like you to participate in it because I think that we have been honest with you, and I think we have been fair with you, and I think we went through a lot of trouble, and you were the one who wanted to be in this anyway.
And just think of this. You will have your results right now as opposed to still having to wait for them.
Right.
Because this doctor's being an asshole. Even though you said it was clear for him to give them to me, he still has not called me to give them to me.
He will.
But we have the results. You could have them today if you agree.
What do you think? You want to be part of it? If you don't, I'll instruct the doctor to give them to you after the bet at some point. I don't know when he can get to it, but at some point he will get to you. It's up to you.
But you'll have the results now.
What do you say?
I'll agree to it, even though you're not meeting all of...
Well, we're meeting most of them.
Right.
Eric, he's meeting 4 of the 6, and I'll tell you what, I'll throw one in for you.
Go ahead.
I promise from now till the end of the year, either on the regular show or the wrap-up show, I will not make any negative comments about you.
Wow.
Okay.
That's nice.
All right, so you're in? You're participating?
Yes.
All right.
And I'll tell you what, because he's being magnanimous, Gary, do you have any money for him?
I actually, Howard, don't have... Well, hold on a second. I don't think I have any money left. I have... I only have Steven Singer gift cards left.
You
I
want
had money all week.
What is that?
I had money all week, but we gave it away.
He didn't call in soon enough.
I will have money when we get back, if Eric wants to call in the money
From
when
what?
we get back.
What sponsor?
It'll probably be either 7-Eleven or IO8 or something like that.
All right, I tell you what. I'll give them the $711 from 7-Eleven, and if for some reason they don't make good on it, I will put up the money.
You know what? You can give it to him now, and we'll just mention it again the week we get back. Hey, we gave the money to Eric, and we'll plug him.
Because, but in the future, Eric, you should never do that. You don't do that. You don't say to people afterwards, "Hey, give me money, or I'm not participating." But I'm going to give you the $711.
Thank you.
All right. Good. All right. So everyone's in, and we're going to find out the results today. The following people are getting their results: Eric, the actor. Eric, the actor. Give me the list of people.
Will the farter.
Oh yeah, Will the farter is in on this. That's why he's. What?
I should have put Fred can't hit any sound effects.
Too
Well,
late.
you didn't. You're already in. It's over.
I'll tell you
the
what.
negotiation is over.
You made out pretty well, Eric.
Right.
Right. All right. Will the farter, John Hein, Steve Gorilla, Will Murray, Bobo, Mike Ganji, and Eric the actor.
All right.
Now, can I talk to you about some of the stuff that's going on out there? Everybody's being pretty quiet. Ganji might die of a heart attack before he gets in here.
Really?
He's so nervous. He said that if he's lower than Grillo, he might kill himself. He said that he's having neck pain that he thinks is due to the fact of the nerves of this whole day coming on.
All right, I tell you what. I'm going to put Eric the actor on the hold line. I'm going to take a break because it's been an hour and 19 minutes since we've broken.
Okay,
And I think we should come back and do the results. And after we do the results and get all of it, and we have to have some betting first. I need to get in on this. I need to get action.
I brought money. I have $400.
I'm ready.
I have a few hundred on me, too.
I brought in $30,000 in small bills. I'm ready to go to the mat on this. This is going to be a tough. This is going to be a very tough IQ test.
It's not the same. It's not so easy as the first one.
Like, I think an interesting bet is, will Eric the actor beat anyone?
Okay.
And you get money for that. Or
I got Will the farter versus Grillo.
Eric, do you think you could beat Will the farter?
I think so.
Hey, and by the way,
a good contest.
Howard, you got to get Will the farter in here because Will the farter is absolutely positive.
He thinks he's a genius.
I think he's willing to bet money that he absolutely is smarter than Will Murray.
Really?
Absolutely. He
I'll
knows
take
that
money
in
on
his
that.
heart.
But he also said he could beat Scott DePace's 122.
Yes.
Eric, you think you could beat Bobo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say Bobo and Eric.
Do you think you could beat Will Murray?
I don't know.
All right.
Here's one for you, Howard. Will Bobo or Sal, even though it's the old one, will Bobo be higher or lower than Sal?
Bobo will be lower than Sal.
Really?
Yeah, what was Sal? What was
102.
Sal?
102?
Bobo will be lower. I say Bobo's in the 90s.
Wow.
Is Bobo here? I hope.
Yeah, I think so. Right?
I'm sure everyone's here. But let's
start.
Why don't we get everyone?
Go to a break.
Okay, let me take a break. I'll get everyone in here. Eric will be on the phone, and then we'll let some betting go down.
Yes.
Who knows? Eric might take some of his $711 and bet.
Do you think anybody in the... So it's John Hein in there, too.
Right.
Did someone beat Scott DePace? That's the bet.
That's another good bet.
No.
What, Scott?
No, they will not beat me.
What if Eric the actor beats you?
Oh, God.
You say there's no chance of him beating you.
Then that just ruins the test.
Oh, it's the test that'll be wrong.
All right, Eric, I'll put you on hold.
Okay.
All right.
Isn't this fun, Eric?
See how much a good time you're having?
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you. See, now you're a man of your word.
Yes.
A man only has one thing, his word. I read that last night in my...
What, are you reading the Bhagavad Gita?
No, fortune cookie. All right. Eric, hold on.
All right.
So enthusiastic.
Yeah, no, you're trying to, work up some energy over this? All right. All right. Eric the actor, everybody.
He's with us.
That's right.
Will the farter? Steve Grillo.
Bobo.
We're here today to find out the results from our IQ test. It's going to be pretty ugly.
Now, you guys have taken the test along with several staff members, Will Murray, Mike Ganji, John Hein. How are you feeling today? Are you guys feeling confident? How'd the test go?
I'm feeling super stupid.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you. It's going to be, I'm terrified right now. It's going to be so bad.
Today might confirm some of the things Howard thinks about you over the years.
Absolutely.
Are you nervous about today?
I'm really nervous about
I can
today.
tell. You're eating, nervous eating.
Ganj, why are you so nervous about the test results today?
Because, let me close this so it doesn't get hot, or doesn't get warm. Cold. Because I'm very nervous because when I took the test, I was extremely nervous, so I felt like I might not have done well. It was a very hard test. And, you know, there's certain people here that you want to be ahead of because I feel like I'm smarter than them.
Right.
And if I'm not, if for some reason I do worse than them on, you know, like, I'm going to give you an example, Sal. I'm going to feel like an idiot because Sal's an idiot. He's a lovable idiot, but he's an idiot. So I'm going to feel bad if I don't do as well as Sal, at least.
Today's a big day, intelligence-wise, for you.
Yeah, I'm going to finally get the results of the IQ test. My expectations are low. A lot of people think I'm putting on some false modesty or whatever. I know of questions I missed on the test. I don't feel like I did well. I don't think I did poorly, but I don't think I did well. That doesn't mean that I didn't beat the pace, but I didn't do as well as I thought, as I would like to. And I feel that Will probably did the best.
Really?
Yeah. Will's a smart guy, and just in talking with him afterwards, I think he just had a good day, and I didn't.
Mr. Murray, sorry, I didn't mean to startle you on your big day. Today is a monumental day in the story of Will Murray. A lot rests on these IQ tests today. Am I correct?
No, you're incorrect.
These results don't mean a lot to you?
Nope.
Liar.
I'm not lying. How am I lying?
I think these tests mean a great
If I
deal
do,
to you.
if I do terrible on them, yes, I will be upset about that.
How did the actual
well on them? Mm-hmm. I personally believe no matter how well I do on this test, John is a more intelligent person than I am. Jason is more intelligent than I am. Scott Pace is way more dumb than I am. And I don't care what this test results say. Those are my beliefs.
What about you, Will?
I think I did pretty well. I just screwed up in one area pretty badly, but then all the other ones I think I did pretty well.
So today
you did bad on the saying your name part, right?
Yeah, see my name part. Yeah.
Well, today might prove that you're more than just a great farter. There's also some brains behind that gas.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that. I think I'll be in like the 120s. I think.
All right, Bobo.
Wow.
Bobo,
Okay,
how
let
about
me tell
you?
you something. That test was not a walk in the park by any means.
Right.
All right. I just want to let everybody know right now.
Right.
The biggest thing today is to beat Sal with the 102 because I want to see him kill himself live on the air. And not only that, Howard put money on me, and no matter what it is, I don't want to let the guy down. I want to win. All right. So I'm figuring maybe coming in 110, 107. I don't know, something like that. But as long as I beat Sal, that's all I want to do. My main goal is to beat him right now.
I'm try to beat Jeff the Drum,
right? Because I think I love Sal, but I think he's dumb as a box of rocks. But.
So there's a lot of personal pride and bragging rights on the line right now.
Yes.
All right, gentlemen, good luck.
Thank you.
We're all counting on you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So this could be a great day, or it could go horribly wrong.
Day. And if I'm gonna take a bet, it's gonna be a horrible day. I'm not going with the good day.
All right, well, fuel up.
All right, thanks, man. This is pretty good. I like pizza in the morning. This is my favorite. I'm going to cancel my breakfast order.
That does look good. All right, man. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Godspeed. So you're going in today with tempered expectations.
Very tempered. Very tempered. I hope to get a decent score, a respectable score, but I don't think I will get the score that I wanted to get, which would have been a higher score.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
We're all counting on you.
I'm going to try.
Like I said, it was weird. It was almost like I don't know if the word's cathartic experience, but when I was in there with Howard, I kind of got real emotional and I got fired up. I let it all out, man, and it just went. And now I'm kind of at peace with myself. So whatever happens today happens.
So your anxiety load has been blown. You're okay.
I blew my load. Absolutely.
You're in the office?
Oh no! Oh shit! No! Come on! Don't shoot that. Why every time we finish one of these interviews do you take a shot at my crotch?
I have no idea. The camera just seems to just.
It gets heavy, right? It gets heavy, doesn't it?
Good luck today, sir.
Thank you.
Well, everybody's in here, Rob, and I am excited. Well, let me get this all set up. Let me get Eric, the actor, on the phone. Hey, Eric.
Hello again.
I'm going to lock him in. I see Dr. Sitt, who did everyone's test except for Eric's. The other guy is available to us, too.
Dr. Sitt on the phone?
Yeah, in case we have to talk to him about the test, Dr. Sitt, who conducts these IQ tests. You can actually go to drsitt.com, and I guess he's got a radio show. Everyone's got a radio show these days, even Dr. Sitt.
WBM.
WBM, W Bowel Movement. That's right. I mean, All those mics working? All right.
Yes.
So let me tell you who's in the room here. Obviously, Eric the actor on the phone. You got gentleman everyone knows who's now gone completely Hollywood. Star of Jackass 3D, #1 grossing movie, I think 2 weeks in a row or something.
He looks different, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got a whole new attitude.
More confidence.
Are the acting roles pouring in now?
Rolling in.
Not really.
You were the highlight. I mean, you were there. You successfully blew out things with your asshole, and I was very proud of you. I feel like you're my discovery. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that's true. They actually left out the best parts.
Which were?
I shot Steve-O in the face with a dart.
Really?
Why did they take that out?
I have no idea.
Maybe they're saving it for the DVD.
Yeah, it's going to come out in 3.5.
Well, I got to tell you, I've spoken to you many times. I've talked to you about your, what is this, IQ music?
Yeah.
Well, it's making me mental. No offense.
Then it's appropriate.
I feel like I'm on Entertainment Tonight. Will, I've spoken to you many times. And no insult intended, but while you're the most talented guy I know in this business, with your asshole and the way you fart and everything, you never strike me as being particularly intelligent. And I can't imagine that you're going around saying that you're going to beat Will Murray, you're going to beat John Hein. I mean, you're full of confidence.
I didn't say I'm going to beat any of them. I just said that I believe I'm going to get anywhere between a 115 and 125.
Well, that's not true. You said several times to me you thought you were smarter than Will Murray. Many times you said.
Will Murray, yeah, that's one thing. But I'm saying I'm not going on saying I'm going to beat everybody.
Just so you know, the doctor said when we took the test and we were preparing the night before, he said, whatever you do, don't do what Will the Farter did, which was sleep like 40 minutes the night before. He's like, that's the worst thing you could possibly do, and that's after he took the test. So clearly,
do you think Will Murray, do you think Will the Farter will beat you in any way?
No, I mean,
are you concerned about him?
It's laughable almost. He's an idiot.
And do you think he's retarded?
He could be. Borderline, absolutely.
Yeah, borderline retarded. Fuck you.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
All your talent went to your ass.
Were you good at school? I'm just trying to get. I'm trying to get an idea because I'm going to bet some money on this.
All right. Well, when I went to high school,
Yeah.
the 1 year I actually tried because the 1 year I actually cared, I got straight A's. The 1 year I actually cared.
Right.
So other than that, like I graduated with like a fucking C average.
Sometimes I speak to you and I see like those dull eyes of like someone who's.
I'm always fucking tired.
Is that what it is?
Yes, I'm always tired.
What are you?
But he said he had once taken an IQ test and scored in the 140s or something.
No. It was like a 120 something. I think it was 127
really?
Online.
So
yeah.
you would actually beat
online. You said.
Yeah, it was online.
All right, but it's an indication of something.
Yeah.
He had to get something right.
I only screwed up in like I think one part majorly, and then a couple of questions I screwed up.
All right, so that is Will the Farter, who could be a long shot in this.
Yeah.
Take this all in because I'll allow people to bet. Steve Garillo, you are intern. Everyone always goofed on you, said you're stupid, you're retarded, you're this, you're that, you don't know what you're doing.
Not at all.
Do you think you're going to do well on this?
Absolutely not.
You don't?
No, I have no confidence.
When you were taking it, did you...
I was a miserable wreck. My brain hurt after that test.
Did you feel like you got any of them right?
The only thing I kind of did good on was like the blocks in the beginning. Like I was good at making the shapes. I think I maybe only missed one.
Right.
But other than everything else, I was like next.
Do you think you could beat? Do you think you'll beat Wendy the retard score?
I would hope I would, but it might be close.
You're not retarded. Do you think you'll beat Sal, who is the lowest of the, let's say?
I'd be happy if I came close.
Sal had a 102. Do you think you'll break out of the 90s?
I'd like to break out of the 90s, but I'm not sure.
90 is pretty. I think 90 is considered dull, right?
If you got a 99, would that make you happy or sad?
I would be happy. Like, I would be shocked.
Dr. Sit, I know Sal got a 102. He was at sort of the low end. Wendy the retard had a 61 when we did this the last time, which is retarded, right? If Garillo got in the 90s, would he be retarded or a little above retarded?
He would definitely not be in the retarded category.
That would be what? Normal intelligence?
If he's at a 90, it's actually in the low average.
Low average. Anywhere between 80 and 89 is considered dull, right?
Considered... You can use the word dull, but I would rather say it was, borderline.
Borderline, all right. So, Steve, do you think you'll be borderline?
I'd like to be a little above borderline, but I'm not particularly sure.
Bobo, everyone's thinking you're really stupid, but I pointed out you were a driver's education teacher, right?
That's right.
Right.
Almost 38 years.
But does that mean he's a teacher?
Right. Yeah, I'm a teacher.
Does he go to teaching school?
No, I've gone to a lot of.
And you graduated college, right?
No, I didn't go to college. I went to training schools.
Training school, right?
Vocational school.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's not a teacher.
Right.
Well, I'm a teacher of safety.
Did you graduate high school?
Of course.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
And you did well in high school.
Yeah, I did very well.
Did you take the SATs at all?
Yeah, but I forget what I did.
I would too if I was.
A teacher of safety.
Hey, all I want to do today is beat Sal with the 102.
I see. Do you think you'll beat Steve Grillo?
I think so.
You do? Do you think you'll beat Will the Farter?
It's possible.
Right.
How did you do on the test? Did you feel good while you were taking
I tell
the
you,
test?
those blocks I want to throw at the wall. The numbers drove me
When you have
crazy.
to memorize
Yeah,
numbers.
it's going backwards. But a lot of the symbols and stuff, I think I aced through the symbols.
I haven't seen you in a while, and I'm being a friend.
Okay.
This toupee does not look natural.
It really doesn't?
It really doesn't.
You mean
no.
if you got people off the street now, they wouldn't be able to...
Bobo.
And he puts gel in it, which is even worse.
Why do you gel your toupee?
You know, get a little spike look.
But can't they naturally just make it look spiked so that you don't have to gel it? Like, couldn't they just
like a permanent spot?
Yeah, like emulsify.
No, because it's real. It's actual hair.
It's real hair.
But Bobo, you know, there's a distinct line. I'm not being a dick.
Right.
Like I can see what your real hair is and what the wig is. I mean, I can see it's literally right there.
Yeah, you see the whole line where it.
It's like they're two different sets of hair.
Yeah.
It's like AstroTurf.
Bobo,
look at his necklaces too.
Yeah, I know, Bobo. Why so many necklaces? Maybe just
It's
one.
just a look, you know.
Silver, gold, everything.
And can I ask one more question? Why the black wife beater under the regular shirt?
That's a look.
It's a look.
He's got a look. It's like a toupee.
I'm Bobo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. You're Baba. He's Bobo.
That's right.
Right. Bobo, so what are you trying to prove again? That you can beat who?
Sal.
What if you lose to Eric the actor? Everyone's assuming Eric the actor is some sort of moron or something. What if Eric the actor beats you? Are you going to be destroyed?
I'm going to be really bummed out, yeah. I'll probably be in seclusion for the rest of the day.
Eric, on the phone, what is your instinct on this? Do you think you could beat someone like a Bobo? You've heard Bobo on the air.
Right. Yeah, I think I could.
You could. All right. Let's go to Ganji. Ganji, they say you're having a miserable time about this.
I'm extremely nervous about this today.
Ganji, you have actually almost backed out of this 50 times.
Yeah, originally I didn't want to do it.
Right.
I was against doing it, and then I wanted to be a team player, though, so I did it.
Right.
But I've been very nervous about the results. I had a hard time sleeping last night. I've had the severe neck pain for the last, 2 weeks
It's
that
very-
I feel like is, attributed to this.
I admire all of your bravery. Eric, you too. I admire your bravery in taking this and putting it all on the line. But I'm going to tell you something, Ganji, based on the things I've seen from you over the years.
Oh, God.
I think Steve's going to beat you.
I swear, I love Steve, but
Steve Grillo.
I have a certain level that I need to hit. If I don't hit 110 or above, I might just have a
I
nervous
would put
breakdown
money
today.
on you're below 110.
I spoke to him the day after he took the test. He was a fucking mess.
Well, I am
like
telling
he was
you-
freaking out. Like he goes, I didn't do this, I didn't do that.
Did you feel confident afterwards?
No,
You
no,
did
not at all.
You
No,
felt dumb.
I left there feeling like an idiot. I
All
really
right,
did.
I'm willing to bet that Ganji gets under 110 points.
Wow.
Anybody want action on this?
I
Hello?
believe in Ganji.
You mean everyone agrees with me that Ganji's going to score very
I
low?
think Ganji's in the 108 to 112 region, so I don't believe in him enough
All right,
to
would
bet.
you take this bet? Ganji can't beat Sal.
Oh, I know. I'll take that bet.
bet.
I'll take that. Ganji
So
definitely
would
beats Sal.
I'll take that bet. I think Ganji will beat Sal, but I'll tell you what. I don't think Ganji will beat him by more than 5 points.
I'll take that bet.
Okay. Robin, you're on. What do you want to bet on that?
Let's say $50.
Okay, you're on. $50.
Thank you, Robin.
Jason, you're going to keep track of these bets? Okay. Now, Gary, you already have bets. What is your bet?
I have $100 that John Hein will beat Scott DePace. That's a bet with Scott DePace.
Right.
And I have $300 that Will Murray will beat Scott DePace, and that bet is with Scott DePace.
All right. Wow. I believe that anybody else want action on Ganji?
Yeah, can I get in, Howard?
Go ahead, Scott.
I believe Ganji will be.
Doug.
You're saying that Ganji will get a 107 or less?
Yes.
All right, I'll take 108 or higher for 50.
Okay, $50 you're on. Okay, all right,
thank
I'm in
you,
on
Scott.
that. All right, sorry, Ganji, I
All
don't
right,
believe in
I
you.
know.
I've seen you in my home. I've seen you at work for all these years. I love you. You
Right.
work hard.
You
I
just
can't
think I'm
take
an
it away.
idiot.
I don't think you got the brain power.
All right.
There's no way. You are the guy who sent my daughter's teacher, who was married to a priest, a porno video, and I just don't believe there's high level of intelligence.
That was a long time
marry
ago.
a priest?
Right. And that was a long time ago. Maybe I've gotten smarter over the years.
All right. And by the way, if you come out fully retarded, I'm not going to be angry anymore about the porn video.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
good.
you're released.
And is there anything here that could affect my job? If I get like a 90, do I get fired? Or
No, in fact, that explains everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in fact, it seems like people who are the lowest move up around here.
Howard,
Yeah.
what's a number for Ganji that would make you look at him in a different way?
Anything over 115.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
I don't believe he can do it.
What did Richard Christie get last time?
118?
Yeah.
It's possible.
All right.
117.
I believe. Oh, Will Murray. Now, Will, I say this because I don't know your intelligence level.
Right.
You
I
seem
got
like
it.
a bright guy, and
Fair
everything, but I
enough.
don't know if you have super intelligence. But the guy I'm banking on, Will, is that John Hein will beat Scott DePace. Scott
too.
DePace is the high 122 right now. Gary had a 121. I think John Hein, out of the whole group of you, including Eric the actor, I think John Hein is the only one here who is going to beat Scott DePace, and I believe he's going to beat him by 7 points.
Really?
That's right. I believe he's going to be at least into the 130 range.
Can I bet that John Hein will not be above a 128?
I'll tell you what. I will bet you that John Hein will beat you. Let's keep it simple.
Oh, well, you just said he beat me by a lot.
Well, I believe that, but I mean, you know, what the hell do I know? I'm saying he'll beat you. What do you think of that?
You know, I already have money on that, so
all right. So what do you want to say? I say John will be over a 128.
Okay, I'll take that bet. $50.
You're on. John?
Yeah.
Do you feel confident in my bet?
Not as confident as I did before taking the test.
Really?
When I walked out of the test, there's a general knowledge section, which I thought I would just destroy, and I know I missed 4 or 5 of those questions, and I've been beating myself up over it ever since. I feel like I did well in a lot of the sections, but I didn't destroy in any.
I like what you're saying. I don't like a cocky fuck who comes out of there thinking they destroy it on the test. Those are the guys who are the biggest dummies.
Right. Now, let me ask Scott DePace, will he take more action?
Oh, Scott, you want more action? Robin, what's your bet?
I would take the same bet.
All right. Robin will say he's going to score over 128.
No, I don't.
Pussy!
You're not that confident.
Who's a real pussy? You won't take the test, and Robin won't.
Hey, you're damn right I'm a pussy.
Hey, Howard, you know, it's funny. The doctor said that almost everybody that's taken the test, every single person has walked out of that room feeling like they did horribly, with the exception of Scott DePace.
Right.
Oh, really? The doctor said that.
Jason, you've seen the results. You're the only one who has seen the results, obviously, besides the doctors. Are there going to be big surprises today?
Yes.
There are.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, will we be shocked by some of these results?
Yes.
We will.
Ooh.
Yes. Oh, this is
all right,
exciting.
let's start betting.
Okay, now.
All right.
Let's
First
go
of all,
through. Yeah.
who do you think has the highest score of everybody there? You would probably say John Hein.
John Hein.
Okay.
All right, who do you think has the lowest? Is
I'm
it Will
gonna
the
say-
Farter, Grillo, Eric the Actor?
I think it's
Bobo?
Eric.
You think Eric has the
I think it's
lowest?
Eric.
I'm going to say it's Will the Farter.
I'll take action on that.
You think-
I say Eric the Actor will lose to Will the Farter.
Okay.
That's just how much money you
Let
want.
me see.
I'll put money on myself on that too, because there's no way in the world I'm going to get lower than that.
Well, you don't have any money. No one will bet with you. I'll go 100 with you on that. I say Eric is lower than Will the Farter.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm taking your 100.
All right. Good. All right. There you go.
Yeah.
So you're saying Eric the Actor will beat Will the Farter.
Yes.
Eric, what do you think of that? That Robin believes you are smarter than Will the Farter.
Well, I hope that she wins.
Thank you. Don't let me down.
Eric, do you want to put any action? I know you have $711 in cold hard cash from 7-Eleven.
You can bet.
Do you want to bet on yourself against any of these guys?
No, I would prefer to stay out of the betting pool.
Eric, are you going to freak out if they find out you're retarded?
Oh, stop.
Well, let's say they say,
He's
listen.
not.
You say no way.
No.
What is retarded, Dr. Sid? What would be considered retarded?
Retarded, full-on retarded, would be below 70.
All right. Eric, if you're below 70, which I don't believe you are, if you are below 70, would you just freak out?
Well, I doubt I am, so
So you would freak.
I guess a little bit.
Okay. Will the Farter, no way you're retarded, right?
There's absolutely no way.
Grillo, if we find out you're below 70, it'll be shocking to you even, right?
That would be shocking.
That
yes.
would be shocking. All right.
But where does Bobo fall? Is Grillo going to beat Bobo? Or Bobo going to beat Grillo?
Well, there's a bet right there.
I think the race is Bobo, Grillo, and Sal. Like, you can go Sal's the benchmark.
All right. Sal had 102.
Right.
You want to know if Bobo is going to be below 102? The answer is yes, in my opinion. I love Bobo.
I thought you were betting on me.
I'm saying you're lower. I am betting on you. I'm betting you're lower than Sal.
You changed it.
Well, I'm looking at you in that toupee. Anybody with any intelligence would know. I think Burt Reynolds is a moron, and I think you are. No, I think that...
Wow.
Who is that? Anyway, Darth Vader on the phone.
Mel Gibson.
I'm
Eric fell
going
out
to
of his
say
chair.
I believe that Bobo is going to score lower than a 102, Robin.
Okay.
Anybody want action on that?
No.
I'm willing, okay, all right. No one believes that. I believe Steve Grillo will go lower than...
You think Sal's smarter than Grillo?
I believe Sal is smarter than Steve. No offense. Grillo, I love you. I dedicated a book to you. You were
I
my
understand
intern.
that. Look, I'm telling you.
You were a guy in charge of my potato. You never got it right.
Never got it right.
All right, so here we go. I would say you are lower than 102.
Do you think he's the lowest in the group?
No.
I believe it's going to be Eric the actor is the lowest. Sorry, Eric. I believe...
Grillo next?
I believe Grillo next, Bobo after that, and Will the Farter will be a big surprise. I believe Will beat Ganji. Will the Farter will beat Ganji. That's right.
I'll take that bet.
Go ahead.
$50 that Ganji will beat Will the Farter.
Go higher. Go higher.
I didn't bring enough money in with me today. All right, $100?
I will take that bet.
Okay, how much?
I will take that bet for 100.
All right, I say Will the Farter beats Ganji. I got 100 with Gary, and I got 100 with Robin.
Can I get 100 on that?
100 on that. Anybody who wants.
Okay, I'm on it. $100 that Ganji will beat Will the Farter.
All right, Sal, you got it. $100.
All right.
Sal, you good for it, or I got to wait a year?
I got it in my pocket.
Go ahead. How'd you get it?
He stole. He robbed.
Long story. All
I
right.
didn't jerk off for 2 weeks in the boots.
Hey, Sal, can you get out of my office?
Why, you don't like him in there?
He touches my stuff, and he's gross, and he jerks off at the booth. Get out.
All right. Yeah, but he hasn't jerked off in the boots for 2 weeks. That's how he got the $100.
That is a lie.
Is that right, Sal?
That's true.
All right.
And look, I am awake.
And you're also fat in that white T-shirt.
Sal, you are freaking me out. I'm not used to anyone being awake in that office.
What's that?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, now you really
Get
done
out of
it.
there. All right.
He's
Let's go.
naked in your office.
Or Ralph. Ralph is on the air. Yes, Ralph.
Hey now.
Hey now. Hey, participant. What was your IQ? 118 or 112 or
112.
112.
Oh, yes, Ralph. What do you want to bet?
Very happy to hear Eric's participating. This is great.
Eric, Ralph is pleased you're participating.
Very pleased.
Guys, turn off the microphone in Gary's office. Sal just fucking me over royally. Go ahead, Ralph.
He's only a 102.
Right.
I'll take that John Hein bet if you want, that he's not going to be 128 or over.
I believe he will be. How much money you want?
$50.
$50 you're on. John Hein will score over a 128, and I've got a lot of money riding on it.
Yes, you do.
Absolutely. Notice Fred is not betting at all.
No, what's going on, Fred?
And you think
Because I don't like the betting line, but I do have an exact order of
Give
who
me
I
a
think's
bet
going to
then.
come in.
Then give me a bet, Fred, that you like, and I'll tell you if I'll take it.
I'll say John's going to be over 128.
Well, I've already bet the farm on
So
that.
anybody else want to bet on that?
So John's going to be.
You know what? I'll take the under bet then.
John's going to be a 129 to be clear, right? Or up?
That's right.
I'll say 127. How's that?
All right, Fred, I'll give you, what do you want, $50?
$50.
$50. I got money. John, you better not fuck me up. I think
you could bankrupt him.
I
have news for you.
might have to take another job and
Well,
stay
everybody's ignoring Will.
I think Will Murray did better than I did.
here. You do.
Do you think Will can beat John Hein?
Does anybody want to take money that Will Murray is the brightest guy here and that he will beat John Hein?
I say he is.
You do?
Here's my
I say no.
order right here.
Go ahead. What is your order?
My order is Will Murray, John, Ganji, Will the Farter, Bobo, Steve Grillo. I put a space in there, and then Eric at the bottom.
Everyone's got it. Does anyone have Eric higher than any of these guys?
I do.
No.
I said Eric was smarter than Will.
All right.
And it has nothing to do with his intelligence. I just don't think he got a good education.
What do
Hey,
you
Howard.
want? Yes.
I'll bet you Eric doesn't finish last, but that he's not the.
All right. How much?
$50.
$50 you're on.
All right.
Eric. You there?
Eric, you got money on you.
I'm here.
Did you? How'd you do, man? Don't fuck me.
Yeah, Ralph needs every dime he can get. What do you want, Sal?
I'll take $50 that Will beats John Hein.
That Will beats John Hein. All right.
$50.
$50 you're on,
Yeah.
Sal. Betting a bunch of guys that
Wow,
have no
you know
money.
what? I think I want that bet.
You want that bet?
Yeah.
You want it with Sal? Or you want it with me?
You want it with you got money?
If it's Robin's money, I'll make it 100.
Go ahead, Robin. What are you betting?
I'm betting that Will is smarter than John.
Oh, you are? Then you got it with
Thank
me.
you,
How much
Robin.
money you want?
$100.
All right, $100. She agrees with you. That
See,
Will's
I think that's possible, but I don't think it's a good bet.
Why does everyone think Will's so intelligent?
Yeah, where's
Because
this indicator?
Where's this coming from? He's just walking around saying he's intelligent.
I never said that.
I think you have.
I work every day with Will.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a very, very bright guy.
I guess you'd have to talk
What
to
college did you go to? You could be flying under my radar.
In
Maybe.
Syracuse.
In spite of his college, I
Go
do think
Orange
he's a
Man.
very bright guy.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what's riding on this. What did you get on this, Jason, on the IQ test?
118.
All right.
That scares me because I do believe Jason's a brighter guy than I am.
Me too.
Wow.
That's why I'm worried about my score.
118. So here's this point. You know, everyone always talks about, Will, you and Jason, if anything happens to Gary, who becomes the producer of the show?
Yeah.
Based on this test, whoever gets the higher IQ is going to be the producer.
What does Jason think about that?
Jason?
I want to gauge his response.
I'm fine with whatever Howard decides.
You can't even
The
look at
question
me.
is, what does Gary think about it? I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, you're going
What
somewhere.
happened to Gary?
Yeah, Will's going to trip you.
Gary does a bunch of book appearances, and he has a heart attack and drops dead.
That's possible.
That's right.
Jeez, I got to think John Hines going to beat Will, but now that everybody's so confident about Will, maybe he's hiding something.
Although I will say one thing, I thought Gary was going to do way better on the IQ test than he did, and I think he's actually smarter than the IQ test reveals. I think his stress levels got to him, and he didn't perform as well.
You mean like
I think
with the
that's the
pitch?
same thing that happened with John Hine.
All right.
Yeah. I think John is smarter than me, by the way. So.
All right.
No matter what this dopey test
I think
says.
it's time to find out. What do you guys think?
Any more action?
Right.
Any bets out there that anybody hasn't
Does anybody
heard yet?
think Bobo's smarter than me? I'll take myself.
I don't. I do not believe Bobo will beat you, Sal. I think Bobo's below a 102.
Me too.
I truly do.
I think Sal's the only one I might beat.
What is it, Benji?
Were you saying that Eric was the lowest?
Yes.
I'll say that he is not the lowest for 50.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not basing it on Wendy the retard and all. I'm talking about
No,
this
no, I
group.
know. This group. This group.
All right, I say Eric's the lowest. Eric the actor.
Yeah, I
all right,
think
what do you want,
Eric's
50
not.
bucks?
Yeah, I think,
all right, Benji, 50 bucks.
I think
Come on.
Bobo's could be lower, but that's not part of the bet.
That's right. Doesn't matter. We're
If
betting whether...
Bobo's lower, then he's not smarter than Sal.
Benji, you got $50 on that.
Does anybody want to bet what Eric actually got? I say he's between 70 and 85, which is
Let me
below
think
average.
about that. You're saying,
I'll take that bet.
you're saying Eric the actor is between 70 and 85.
Right.
Then where do you put Bobo?
85.
Hey, Sal, you did say if I beat you, you're going to kill yourself live on the air, right?
Did you say that, Sal?
That proves that he's a fucking retard right there. You're delusional, too. It's all that toupee glue in your fucking head.
Right.
What did Jeff the Drunk do?
Jeff the Drunk had
98 or something?
I'll tell you, I got it right in front of me. Jeff the Drunk had an 89.
89.
Is it Eric? Will Eric be higher or lower than that?
I got to think Eric's higher than Jeff the Drunk.
I don't think so.
No? I got to think about this.
Fred, you're saying Eric will be 77 max?
You know, Jeff the Drunk...
Why are you saying that
You know what?
Eric's retarded?
He's not retarded.
I think Eric will be below Jeff the Drunk.
Really?
Yeah, see, I have a reason.
I don't think so.
And I can't even say what I think the reason is because I agreed not to say it. But
Either Eric's a genius or he's not.
well, there's something that Eric can't do that I agreed not to say that makes me think that he may not be able to do that well.
He's got a blind spot.
Well,
with multiplication.
I understand what you're saying, but there
Right.
are other parts of the test.
Eric, do you think you got higher than an 89?
I believe so.
How did you feel when you took the test, Eric?
Pretty good.
Confident.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Right.
What if he beats all of you?
What if he's a higher?
What if he's smarter than
a
Scott DePace?
A long shot kind of whacked out better would put all his money right on Eric and then really clean up.
Whacked out is the key word.
Don't even say that.
Why?
I'll be really bummed.
What if Eric beats you?
No.
Why is everyone assuming Eric doesn't know anything?
I actually think Eric is smarter than Bobo.
You do?
Definitely, yeah.
What about if he
Wow.
beats you, Ganj?
What
are you going to do?
I
leave work?
Yeah, I might leave work.
You know what, Eric might...
I think he might beat
He
Bobo.
might be the dark horse.
Eric, the thing that throws me off with you is a lot of times Eric doesn't get the joke. And
Right.
that's what, like, Eric takes everything so seriously.
But I don't think he listens. I think Eric is so focused on Eric, he's not even hearing what's being said around him.
Wheels, what wisdom do you have to add before I reveal the results?
Oh, Howard, I wanted to comment after you heard Will's score, my nemesis.
What do you want to... Oh, you want to comment afterwards. Okay.
After Will, yeah.
How do you think Will's going to do?
He's a dummy. No, I'm pulling for him.
All right, hold on. All right. I think it's time. What do you guys think?
Yes. Let's do it.
All right.
Please.
I tell you what.
I don't even know what kind of money I got out there.
I don't either.
I'd like to take one more bet, though, with Fred.
ahead.
I will take Eric the Midget at 80 or above.
80 or above?
Yeah, the over and under on Eric. I'll take the
I'll
over.
take that, too.
You'll take the over on 80?
Yeah.
Over 80, huh?
Will Eric be over 80?
I would think he's over 80.
I think so, too. Eric's not, you know.
Well, Fred
Fred has
guesstimated
him-
him for
Make
about
the bet 84, and I'll take a bet.
82?
I'll take it.
82.
All right. I'll take a bet with both of you. What?
82 is good?
82 is good.
You're
All
saying
right.
you got the under on that, Fred?
I've got under 82.
I'll take over on Eric on an
Yeah.
82.
Me too.
Okay.
How much
So,
can I get?
what do you want?
50 for me. 50 for me.
50
all around,
and
Fred.
50.
That's
All
right.
right.
Okay.
Very good.
Very nice. Oh, yeah. Eric, you got over an 82, right?
I'm sure of that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
Why is he sure of that?
I'll up my bet on
Did
that
I just
one,
go into a sucker bet here, Eric?
Hey, the only thing with Eric, did the psychologist do anything special because of his hands?
Well, what's his hands got to do with it?
The block test.
He can move blocks. Right, Eric?
Yeah, I did fine on that.
Okay.
All right. All right, if you remember our last results, when we last played this game, is everybody nervous? Oh, Ganji's ready to pass out.
Yeah, I'm taking some deep breaths over here.
Gorilla,
I'm fucking dying, dude.
I'm starting to sweat.
Gorilla, why are you nervous? Are you,
I just knowing is probably the problem that I have right now. You know, I know I'm going to play slow. I just don't want to hear it.
By the way,
but wasn't he studying to be an electrician? That takes brain.
Yeah, I never finished it.
All right, listen to me. Will the Farter, you're not nervous at all, are you?
I'm wondering why I'm at the very end of this line here.
No, no particular.
I know.
It's what everybody thought, maybe, or something. I don't know. Dr. Sid, we should remind everyone, Andy Warhol supposedly was an 89 IQ, and this is one of the wealthiest, most successful men on the planet.
Get out of here. There's no way.
I read it. Am I right, Dr. Sid, that in fact IQ doesn't necessarily mean how successful you'll be in life?
That is indeed a fact.
In fact, I'll tell you this. The reason I won't take the IQ test is I'm sure mine's lower than all of yours. Yeah, I'm telling you. I don't want to know.
Well, Howard, when you're ready.
You're a genius. How could...
We got the test waiting for you, Howard. It's got your name on it whenever you decide.
Thank you, Dr. Sid. Keep sitting. All right, here we go. It's time to reveal. And by the way, Dr. Sid, when are you on the radio? WBM? Where is that?
WBMB. It's a Baruch College radio station.
Baruch College radio station on radio.com, right?
WBMBradio.com or the sitdown.com.
And what do you talk about on the sit down?
It's going to be an education show where we talk about positive psychology through music and through other forms of media.
Okay.
All right. And then, by the way, Dr. Randy, you're on the phone. You gave Eric, the actor, his test. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. Dr. Randy, Eric had no special handicaps that prohibited him from doing well on the IQ test. Is that correct?
I think his physical handicap did come into play at some point.
Oh, it did.
With the blocks?
The blocks and also two of the processing speed tests, the symbol search and the coding.
I see.
Jeff had, by the way, you should know, Jeff the drunk had the same exact issues.
Right.
All right.
Okay, good. All right. Thanks, guys. All right. That does factor in. Thank you, Dr. Randy.
That makes it...
What? Whoa, Benji getting nervous on his bed?
These were questions we should not have asked. Or we should have asked
when
them
a
before
person
the
has
betting.
that kind of handicap, they're supposed to do special kinds of things.
Well, listen, Jeff the drunk scored an 89, had the same exact handicap.
That's why he got an 89. He shouldn't have.
Right.
Well, if I could jump in.
Yes.
You are allowed to substitute one test, but only one test. I didn't think it would be beneficial at that point, so I kept the test as it is.
You kept it standard. Good. I'm glad. All right. Thank you, Dr. Randy. All right. And now all the...
Hey now, everybody, what's happening? We are here. Craig Gass is here today. Doug Stanhope is here. Came back to say hello.
What's going on, man?
Hey. See, I just realized what every stand-up comedian's dream is.
What is that?
To get big enough in their stand-up career to get to make a bad movie like Tom Green did.
Oh.
Right?
Did you see it?
I didn't see Casey called me yesterday afternoon. Yesterday was such a beautiful day here in New York.
It was gorgeous. Were you out?
Yeah, kind of. You know what happens with me?
What?
Like, I can walk around all winter in Manhattan, and, I mean, people come up and say hello and stuff, and everybody seems civilized. But then in the summer, as soon as the nice weather comes out and I walk around...
You get attacked?
Well, you know, not attacked, but everybody gets crazy or something in the heat. They just feel like approaching you about every problem or everything. So
they come up and talk to you.
Yeah, and it's very hard. It's almost like a personal appearance just walking around.
So you had to run back in?
More or less, you know. Yeah, I'll tell you all about that. But anyway, Casey called me Sunday and says, you want to go see Tom Green Got Fingered?
No, it's not Tom Green got fingered.
Oh.
Gabby got fingered.
What is it? Somebody got fingered.
Freddie got fingered.
Oh.
Abby got fingered.
I think Casey got fingered.
You know he'd run out.
Yeah, I did at a 950.
Yeah.
Nice.
Howard, so he says, you want to go see it? And I said,
it's so beautiful out.
well, I actually wanted to go see it because it would have been funny, but it was so beautiful out, and I was running behind and all this kind of stuff. I had a bunch of things to do, and that was that. So, yeah.
I went to see it on Friday. I wanted to make sure before the crowds got there that I got there.
Right.
How did it do? Did it make any money?
No.
Oh, please.
We got trashed.
Oh, really?
Nobody bought the critics won't like it, but you will line.
Yeah, which I think they got from me. Crocodile Dundee got tanked, too, man. It just did real bad. Nobody cared. But from what I heard, they didn't make a good one, so.
Well, I think that if they had the old Crocodile Dundee promote the movie, it would have done better.
What do you mean, the younger one?
The new one.
The new one. Did you see it?
No, I didn't go to see that.
Yeah. I love Crocodile Dundee, but I guess nobody else cared. And, you know, it's got to be a good picture. You can't just...
Well, you know, he didn't make another movie for how many years? Because he had no idea.
He had a good long time to think about it.
I think it went sour.
Really? So how bad is Freddie Got Fingered?
Howard, by far the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Worse
really?
than those
And
Adam
I
Sandler
love Tom Green. I'm such a huge fan of him.
Yeah, you like Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan.
You tell me it was worse than an Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, my God. I debated getting up and walking out with my girlfriend. It was so bad.
What, you watched the whole thing, though?
I did watch the whole thing.
You kept waiting for it to get better.
What is so bad about it?
I mean, you know, I guess what I like about Tom Green is when he goes out and he screws with the public. You know what I mean? You get reactions and stuff.
Real people.
Yeah, but this weird kind of... it's strange humor. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? It's just so a jive. You know?
One of the things I noticed in the commercial is he puts on a very odd voice when he talks.
And it's sort of like that Adam Sandler thing where
Baby
he puts
talk.
on an odd voice. Yeah.
Yeah, there was just like a lot of gags. There was a couple funny parts, but they were fleeting. You know
I got to tell you the truth. I'm kind of glad the movie tanked.
Well, especially when you see him putting his wife in those little... She's in it for like a moment.
Yeah.
Playing a little part. I'm going, I'm so glad you're married to Drew Barrymore and tanking like this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, me too. If the movie had done well...
Oh, they would have been impossible.
It would have been impossible. And plus, even when Tom Green was in here, I was expecting... I know for years he wanted to get on our show. And he came in and he was acting like normal guy. And I was like, you're supposed to be crazy. You've been waiting for years to get on here. Do something funny. Say something funny. Say something revealing or just be nuts.
And that's exactly what you see in the movie. He's a fake.
Oh. Because what I'm saying is I would have thought he would have prepared some material or something when I interviewed him, but he just didn't even try. So it's like, you know, all of a sudden he's like, hey, listen, man, I'm Jim Carrey. Yeah, I'm Jim Carrey. I don't have to try anymore.
I'm an artist.
Yeah. I don't have to be funny anymore in your stupid interview because I'm hooked in with Drew Barrymore.
Maybe he thought you'd get mad at him if he was that guy.
What, if he acted wild?
If he came in here dancing like a fish?
Yeah, if he was all over the place. I mean, you know, like to get into like.
Say some funny stuff.
Yeah.
Well, according to this movie, he doesn't have anything funny to say.
Oh my God, Howard! Oh Jesus, it's painful.
Yeah. Wait a second. What?
There's no story to it. And
you saw it too?
Absolutely no story.
Right.
That's a problem.
And he said he sat down and wrote it. I'm like, you had to write this?
Yeah. Here's a guy that thought the movie was great. You thought the movie was great?
Yeah.
So there you go.
Man, I went to see it with my buddies, and it's like one giant skit of Tom Green, but it was awesome.
You liked it?
I loved it.
It's got to be Tom Green.
I know that
No, it's not Tom Green. Come on now.
They
Talk
were
from Ohio.
bunch of kids about 12 years old in the theater.
Oh, there's kids at the theater that were 6 or 7. Their parents walked in. They're going to be scarred for life.
Yeah, and there was this one guy who was in a suit. He looked like a Wall Street guy, and he had his kids with him.
Oh,
he just walked around the movie theater the whole time.
Pacing.
There were some people that got up and left.
Let me ask you something. What about when he takes the baby by the umbilical cord and swings it around? Isn't that funny?
That was funny, but it lasted for about 10 seconds.
I had a headache. I was laughing so hard.
And you could have put that scene in any movie.
Right.
It didn't build to that scene.
Then what else they say was funny in the movie?
He pleasures an elephant and shoots his father with it.
That was funny.
In the face.
Yeah.
He covered his father completely.
I thought you said you didn't see it.
No, I said I went to see it on Friday.
Oh, you did? Jeez, I'm not hearing that at all. I thought you said you didn't go see it.
No, I went to see that. I didn't go to see Crocodile Dundee.
I see. Oh, you did see it.
Yeah, and there are
Well, what did you think of it?
3 really great laughs. But it's all this stuff between is tedious and boring.
So you stayed the whole time?
Doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
You did. You watched the whole movie.
And then, but you know what? They do that thing at the end where they have him doing outtakes over the credits.
Yeah.
I didn't even care.
Oh, you know what? I missed that too. Everyone left.
Everyone was so anxious.
I was the only one in the theater because I was like, I want to see something good. And everyone left. It was just me left and everything. And he makes out with Drew at the very end.
Oh, you're kidding. I didn't even
Just out of context, they start making out and everything, which was kind of cool. But it could have been a good movie had there been a good story, but there was no story.
That's a good thought.
Right.
It could have been a good movie if there was a story.
Right, yeah. But that's the whole idea.
That's funny. That is funny.
Tom does everything in the movie with, like, such conviction in his eyes and everything. That's what makes it so funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That scene on the conveyor belt was not funny.
All right. I'm glad. AJ, you're on the air.
Yeah, is there any way you can get a hold of that sick, skinny bastard to get my $6.50 back?
Oh, man. Not in New York. $9.50.
There's a small chance that he's going to call in today, although I think now that everybody's saying this, the chance got a lot smaller.
Why a small chance? Well, he should call in.
Well, he called on Friday, like literally the second the show ended. And so I asked him if he'd call back on Monday, and he said, he'd try.
Yeah, no, he doesn't care about calling in today. The movie tanked.
He's not even close to being funny.
And I wanted it to be good. I really wanted it to where it
Yeah, I think he went.
Of course, you want every movie to be good.
No, lots of movies I don't.
I think he went more for the shock value than the humor is where he went wrong.
Yeah, you got to have a story. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, and the shocking stuff is sometimes just gross.
Yeah,
he kind of took it too far a little bit at some point,
I'm looking up to see what it made. It made like $7 million or something.
Ooh.
Which, sounds like a lot of money to us, but...
Yeah, but I bet you it cost that much to make at least.
That's the helicopter bill for the weekend. Yeah.
Hey, Howard.
Yo.
You in the giving spirit today?
Yeah, I got to take a break, though. What do you want?
And whatever you got, buddy. I'm a big fan, man. I love you, man.
And by the way, this is fight week. We're going to have a big fight on Friday. It's going to be Crazy Cabby versus Angry Black. There will be no pay-per-view.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I can that.
Oh.
I'll tell you why. If you want to hear all about it, I'll tell you that when we get back from commercial.
There was a great fight this weekend that was like a prelim to our fight. What an you don't know that Lennox Lewis lost his title,
I do. Sure
Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
Oh, my God, the best knockout you've ever seen.
He was fighting a guy in South Africa who was a nobody.
He's a guy from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever heard of him before.
Yeah, the next Buster Douglas.
Oh, it was so funny, though, because when he hit him, Lewis never even saw it coming.
Wow.
And he was out on the canvas, and then when he was sitting on a stool, they were telling him the fight was over. He goes, what? What are you talking about? The fight's over.
Yeah. Doesn't that mean he's not going to fight Tyson now? Isn't that?
Well, that would mean...
The guy who knocked him out was standing over Lennox Lewis screaming, "No Tyson fight! Yeah. No Tyson fight!"
Yeah. Well, that guy riot.
So Lennox Lewis has a clause in his contract that entitles him, of course, to another fight with this guy.
But the guy gets to take another fight before he has to fight Lewis.
Right. And so, Lennox Lewis will train for this fight and then beat the crap out of him.
Okay. I thought one of them was with HBO and the other one was with Showtime or something like that?
Tyson's with Showtime.
Yeah. I see. They can never get these fights together. They wait so long that the guy sucks by the time they get the fight going.
Well, that's the thing. He took this guy so lightly because he was such a nobody.
Right.
And he was standing there with his hands down the whole time.
Yeah,
the guy just clocked it.
He was sticking his face out, mocking him. I was so happy to see that chump get knocked out, man.
Thanks, bro.
It was a riot.
Hey, I was thinking, why don't you get Beetlejuice and, Hank the Angry Dwarf to do a little prelim?
All right, thank you. This guy's just annoying me. I don't know if it's my mood or what, but he's annoying me. Okay, where was I? Looking up the movie grosses, but I don't know. I can't find it
But that's why a fight is an amazing thing. You never know what's going to happen.
Maybe one of my 16 producers could look at the newspaper and find the movie.
Angie can't run in with it today.
No, he's probably eating. All right, listen, we got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words. We got a huge show for you today. Craig Gass, Doug Stanhope here. We're going to learn how to improve. Women will tell ladies how to improve sex with their man, something like that. Doesn't even make sense what I just said.
Women will do.
Yes, women will tell ladies how to improve sex with their man. We will test our sexual etiquette. Also, Bruce at Gleason's Gym will talk about the Cabbie Angry Black fight because I want to talk. This guy's actually seen Cabbie train, and you gotta hear what this guy has to say.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
it's gonna be great.
Maybe my money will go to the other fighter after that.
Yeah.
7.27 million.
7.2. 7.27 million. And what did Crocodile Dundee make? Freddie got fingered. 7.2 million. Crocodile Dundee made what?
8 million.
Yeah.
Oh, so Crocodile Dundee did better.
It did.
Wow.
4 and 5.
But the big surprise of the movie weekend was that this Bridget Jones' Diary went up in money, which never happens. It went from, it made $10 million and it made $8 million the previous, so it never does that.
Wait a minute. It just went into wide release. Of course it's going to go up.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Because it's very rare that you see that.
But if you were in 2 movies and then you are in 10, you're obviously
I didn't realize that.
Money.
Oh, thank you, Gary. There you go. Gary's got all the
What was number 1? Spy Kids again?
Spy Kids was number 2, 10 million. Bridget Jones was number 1 at 10.5. Spy Kids 10.2. They made 86 million with that thing. But Crocodile Dundee and Freddie Got Fingered got kind of blown out. Blow's doing all right. That's the best movie out there. It's only made 35 million so far, but that's still pretty good.
Yeah, and it's quietly creeping along. It's such a good movie.
Josie and the Pussycats is up to 11 million bucks. It's made. That's.
What did it come in this week though?
3.1. Joe Dirt.
Was it 1, 2, 3?
9.
9. Ooh.
Yeah. Joe Dirt made 5.4 million, so it's up to 19 million. I don't know. All right, there it is.
The other day I heard somebody say something really awful about David Spade. They said, continuing the tradition of former Saturday Night Live dogs or something like that. It was like another bad movie by the people from Saturday Night Live.
Well, that's not exactly fair because, Adam Sandler's made a lot of money in the movies, although I think his movies suck. Eddie Murphy's made some good ones.
That's true, but all of a sudden it's just become a thing. If you're from Saturday Night Live, your money's going to tank.
And then Austin Powers ended up being good. And,
yeah, baby.
Rob Schneider's movie I thought was real good. Ace Bigelow, Male Gigolo. Deuce Bigelow.
You can never get that name right.
Ace Ventura, whatever. Douche Bigelow. And then...
yeah, but they just have decided that that's the moniker you give to the Saturday Night Live guy.
Yeah, and David Spade was actually in a bunch of funny ones with Chris Farley.
Right.
So he was pretty good in those. So, hey, considering... you're right. More of them have been dogs.
But, there's the kind they make the blow up the skit movie, which is like the Coneheads and the Superstar movie and all those things. And the guys with the heads...
Pat the movie.
Yeah. Those are different than somebody going out and trying to make another movie.
Yeah. All right, listen, I got to take a break. We'll be back right after these words. We got tons of show for you, but first, these words.
You're listening to a man who was wanted in Texas, yet loved in Brazil. Howard Stern. 95.1, 95.5. You're listening.
What country do Chinese people come from?
Taiwan. To the Howard Stern Show.
Yeah, baby. All right, I got a lot to get to here, so let me get right to it. First of all, I didn't see it, but Gary watched it because his kids are real young. He saw the Nickelodeon Awards, which is hosted by Rosie O'Donnell. Did you see it?
I tried to tune in for a few minutes, and I couldn't watch it.
Right.
I didn't even see Rosie O'Donnell. I was trying to check her out since she came back with the hand, but I never even saw her.
Right. Well, Gary said it was the funniest thing ever. Says you watch it, and she comes out with the hand. She came out with an oven mitt on, but...
Is that right?
Well, at one point it was an oven mitt, but mostly it was just the handle taped up, and it seemed to sort of hang to the side.
And what does it look like? Just taped?
Well, it's you could see fingers,
but
other than that, it's all bandaged up, and you can see it goes up to above her wrist and stuff.
Wow. Man, what a hand.
That hand. That friggin' hand.
And, I know she's never tried to dress well, to look good, but she looks like she'd put a couple of pounds on. And she's like in a denim jacket that was like one size ago.
Yeah.
So the denim jacket's tight, and she's just not pleasant on the eyes.
Yeah, and somebody ought to tell her when she's wearing something too tight. But from what I understand, you can't tell her anything. Like, she's very difficult.
You'd better not. Huh?
Yeah, she's a very angry woman, from what I hear.
Oh, boy.
You know why she's angry?
Well, Al Pacino. Al Pacino's baby, everybody.
She got a fat ass.
Right.
Yeah, she wears, like, sweatpants and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's really sweating in those pants.
Yeah, she is.
You ever get close to it, it's real smelly.
Ooh.
You've been there.
That's a true story.
You know.
Will you play with her adopted kids?
I had to play with Robin Sweetrack.
You want to play with Robin Sweetrack?
Look at those pointer sisters.
You know, you are a baby because you have a short attention span.
You love Robin Sweetrack.
I was already sidetracked thinking about her sweet breasts. I'm sorry. It's not a short attention span.
Anyway, Al Pacino's baby, everyone. It's good seeing you, by the way. What'd you do this weekend?
I took a crap.
Yeah.
Hey, don't get me too irritable. I'll stick my baby shoe right up your ass.
All right. So listen.
So Rosie O'Donnell in the hand.
Rosie O'Donnell. And please don't do anything weird with your baby shoe.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, where was I?
Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, Rosie O'Donnell. So she comes out. She's got the oven mitt on. Then she's got tape on the hand. The hand is the whole thing. Clothes too tight because she's been laying on her back probably trying to heal the hand. Because when you're fat, you sometimes have a lot of healing problems.
What do you think she does for exercise? Do you think she walks on a treadmill?
Yeah, I think I've seen her on the show talk about this. She walks on a treadmill.
You think she's still doing that? That was a while ago that she had those groups of fat people that she was working out with. I haven't heard her mention that.
Yeah, I think that bit stopped.
Yeah, she hasn't said a word about trying to lose weight in a year.
Yeah, well, also, I mean, she says she does walk on a treadmill probably sporadically, but she has this whole theory that she can be fat but healthy, too.
But didn't she take food with her on the treadmill?
Yeah, something like that. But I'm saying she's saying she could be fat and healthy at the same time. Like, don't be upset that you're fat. Just walk a lot. You'd be a fat person who walks a lot.
And I know when I hurt my hand, I can't walk anymore.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that stops the whole process.
But now I'm reading in the tabloids that at one point, because we were talking about how the hand is a sexual aid to Rosie. And at one point they told her they might have to cut off the middle finger. She might lose the middle finger.
Right.
And then they said, maybe we'll have to cut off the whole hand. So she almost lost it.
Oh, my God.
Wow. What the? Do you know that?
I've never heard of anything like that from a little cut.
I think whatever she did, because she's fat, she just doesn't know how to heal or something. Her body doesn't know. Her body's in confusion.
Yeah, but you got to get real dirty to have your hand get that infected.
I don't know what goes on in that bedroom either.
She's a fat ass.
Al Pacino's baby.
That's right.
You have a lot of feelings about that.
I do. She's a fat ass.
All right. So anyway, the funny thing is that, well, you tell it. You saw it.
Well, first of all, they got it's a kids award, so. It's a bunch of little kids who haven't figured out how to feign sincerity yet.
Yeah.
So they come on there. The first one who wins an award is Lil Bow Wow.
Lil Bow Wow is that black kid.
He won an award.
Yeah.
That's Snoop's nephew.
That's Snoop Dogg's nephew.
And my kid goes to me, how do they know they're going to win? Because they're up there so fast. They're standing on the side of the stage. As soon as they win, they run up.
Right.
And he goes, I don't understand. How do they know they're going to win? I go, because none of the other people that are nominated are there.
Right.
You can tell who's going to win by the nominees.
Right.
They go, nominated for Best Singer is, and they name all these people that couldn't possibly show up.
Right.
And then one of them is this kid, Aaron Carter, who's like their guy. He's on Nickelodeon a lot.
Right.
So Little Bow Wow wins an award. Now, what is he, 12 years old?
Something like that, yeah.
He comes up and he goes, first of all, I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, because with him, all things are possible.
Right.
He goes, also, I'd like to thank 𝗵𝗵 𝗪𝗏 and Donnie Einer.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, you're 12 years old, you dick.
What are you talking about?
And none of the kids in the audience know who 𝗵𝗵 𝗪𝗏 is.
Does that kid have a record?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little Bow Wow? Is it a hit?
I
guess to that age group.
Right.
Because the other big singing star that won an award, the Backstreet Boys, one of the guys is Nick Carter.
Right.
He's got a little brother named Aaron Carter.
Right.
Who's huge.
That's who that is.
Huge to that
crowd.
To that age group. So they did a number where Aaron Carter performed. He takes off on a bicycle, flies through the air, and then Little Bow Wow flies in, and he does the next number.
Oh, my goodness. Well, the thing I saw was, I said, these are kids' awards because they had to choose the favorite song.
Yeah.
And it was Who Let the Dogs Out?
Right.
Which is
Baha Men.
But that's Nickelodeon's song.
Right, yeah, it's little kids. So then they have a big surprise guest they're announcing.
Yeah, who was that?
All day long, they're doing promos, and they're going, who's going to be the special guest? And my kid's like crazed waiting for the special guest.
Right. How old's your kid, by the way?
He's 6.
All right, so that's the age group. Yeah, go ahead.
So they're giving it's a Lifetime Achievement Award for just I forget
for being a kid.
No, I forget what the name of it is, but it's the Wannabe Award.
Right.
This is the award that goes to somebody that we want to be like.
Right.
Who's an influence on kids.
Oh.
And who is it? Out comes Tom Cruise.
Oh, no!
Yeah. So Tom Cruise comes out.
Who's doing this because he's friends with Rosie O'Donnell, because she carries on about him, and also he probably needs an image rehaul since he divorced Nicole Kidman.
Or he must have a movie coming out.
Or maybe he thinks it makes him look cool to his kids.
Right.
Now that there's a weird thing going on.
Yeah, right.
So Tom Cruise comes out, and he goes to the front of the stage, and he's grabbing all little kids' hands and everything. Rosie comes out with the giant oven mitt on, and she's standing behind him, and it's a bit they worked out. She's going, Tom! Tommy! And he's pretending he can't hear her. Tommy! Tom! But this goes on way too long.
Yeah, well, she's doing that because she's so sexed up for Tom Cruise.
And she's trying to show the kids how you're supposed to be about a man.
Right. Even though she doesn't know. Wow.
So she starts rapping to Tommy, and
she's got to have him sexually. You know, she's like, Tom!
This is
Tom,
how to turn on a guy, kid.
Tom, come on up and play with my oven mitt.
You know what? If they're going to replay it tomorrow night, I'm going to tape it and pull the street.
You got to.
Screaming like a maniac.
Oh, you just want to strangle her.
You want to strangle. So then the whole big thing is everybody that gets there gets slimed. Everything's about getting that green slime put on you.
Yeah.
So she makes Tom Cruise stand here. She says, push this button. We're going to slime somebody who doesn't know they're going to be slimed. So Tom's like, and Tom's like a pretty good actor, except like in this environment.
Right.
So he sits there and he hits the button, and they pour a bunch of green slime on him.
Right. And that's supposed to make him like, okay.
And I was just thinking, what is Tom Cruise reduced to look good in front of his kids? He's got to have green slime poured on him.
Right.
Well, I was wondering what they do, because there was, at the point I saw, there was Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy, and Mike Myers all standing there at the podium together. Eddie Murphy looked like he was lost. He didn't want to be there in the worst way.
Eddie Murphy showed up at the Nickelodeon Awards?
Yeah.
Wow. How did they get him?
Because he's in that stupid movie Shrek, and there's probably some
kid
connection
thing.
there.
And Dr. Dolittle 2 comes out June something or other, because they kept running the commercials all day.
Well, that's smart then. George, go ahead. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. That little Bow Wow is the most promoted niglet that they have. Yeah, niglet is a small nigger.
Oh, we didn't get that. Thank you for
Sorry, Robin.
explaining.
No need to offend you. You know you're white. You're as white as they get, honey.
Oh, my
this guy sounds
goodness.
real bright.
Well, he does.
Yeah, this kid's
In Ku Klux Klan land. In the South, he sounds right.
Now, what's the deal? Little Bow Wow, is that Snoop Dogg's nephew?
Yeah.
Is that the deal?
Yeah, you're going to be the richest niglet on earth soon.
Nice.
It still works.
It still works.
Oh, God. I love your show, bro.
Later, bro.
All right.
Fine. I had the weirdest dream last night. I'm sure this is classic to some psychiatrist. I got to bring it into my psychiatrist. Somehow my penis got cut off, and all I've got is like the nub, like the base.
Yeah.
And the rest of it, I'm holding in my hand. I'm looking at it, and I go, I can't believe this fell off, because evidently it had fallen off once before. Yeah, well, it had been cut off, reattached, and now somehow it had fallen off, and I'm sitting there puzzled, like, why did my penis fall off again?
Falling off.
That is that.
What does that mean? I know that's supposed to mean something.
I don't know what it means, but that's like 5 sessions with you and your shrink.
Yeah, right.
No, that means you need to stay. You can't get out yet.
Does it? I mean, is that bad?
You need to stay with him.
Is that bad?
It's not a good thing when you
I just remember looking at the base, and it was like just a clean cut, you know?
You know what? You don't have any bad feelings? You just, why is it keep falling off?
Yeah.
I always have autofellatio dreams.
Who are we talking to?
Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Hey, hi. Doug, stand up, everybody.
I know, I'm just kidding with you, man.
No, I seriously, I have dreams all the time where I can,
You can do it to yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
This is
but
not
I can
the
never
same thing.
finish. You know?
That's gay.
Well,
that's a gay dream. You're gay, Doug.
No, it's not. I can never finish, and I don't know if it's one of those dream things where it's
raining men.
It's raining men. What is it? Oh, am I going to talk to Benji?
No, Benji, actually, believe it or not, this is one thing he's decent at, interpreting dreams, because sometimes he tells me...
Well, it just comes right to you. That's your power has been removed, cut off.
What?
Your power.
My power?
Your power.
What power?
Any power, your personal power, your something, power in your life.
I feel weak or something?
Something makes you feel weak, something feels
Well,
like...
it's definitely
What's that called when your penis is cut off? You're
emasculated.
Yeah.
Castrated.
Neutered? Castrated, you're right. It's a castration type psychologically.
Dude, that is the worst dream analysis.
Psychologically castrated.
Dude, that's the worst. It's obvious I've been castrated.
Right.
But what does it mean to me?
Tell us that.
Why do you feel that you've been castrated?
Yeah.
Well, has there been a change in your life recently?
Oh, 2 years ago I got divorced, okay?
See?
Get out of here.
Wait a minute. He's on to something here.
This changes every day in my life.
Well, what was the change in the last, week or so?
I had a million changes in my life a week ago.
Well, what makes you feel like a loss?
Get out of here. I'm so sick of you.
It's not how I feel, it's how you feel.
Get him out of here.
All right, I'll leave.
Please, Gary.
Go.
Leave. Get him out.
You can say leave. I mean,
all right. No, you don't listen to me. You don't understand how much you annoy me. He really annoys me.
I know he does.
I don't know why.
And of course now he walks down to the garage with me and has these discussions about, how he's really a lot better on the air. He's just looking for the right thing and he doesn't want to annoy you.
He can't work it out. Right?
Yeah.
He's great on the air except with me. That seems to be the problem. All right. Let me go to a whole bunch of stuff here and tell you, first of all, this is funny. There's an article in the rags about how Halle Berry's marriage is on the rocks. Halle Berry, the actress.
How could that be? Didn't she get married a week ago?
She got married 3 months ago, and already the guy's looking for a new place, according to this article.
Jeez.
And she must be one stellar pain in the ass.
Nobody can stay with her.
No one can stay. She's one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, and nobody can stand her.
What does she do?
I wonder how... I want to go out with her just so I can find out how annoying she can be.
It's now made you very curious, hasn't it?
Yeah, listen to this. 3 months after Halle Berry eloped with singer Eric Benet, who I've never heard of, who's got to be thrilled to have Halle Berry.
At least somebody saying his name.
Yeah. Their marriage appears to be in such trouble that Benet is looking for a place of his own, says sources. Now, here's a guy, a proud black man. You can't imagine what the hell could be going on there. 3 months into banging a beautiful piece of ass like Halle Berry. He can't stand her.
He's got to get out of the house.
He's the black Benjamin Bratt, and he already hates it.
The marriage was doomed from the start, says the pal. Halle was determined to get Eric to marry her, and she pressured him until he agreed. Now, just 12 weeks later, Eric is looking for a condo of his own. Things have gotten so bad. I hope they tell you in the article why things got bad. Things have gotten so bad that Eric even moved out of Halle's house for a few days. Oh, here we go. Pals say the pair have been arguing because Barry feels neglected.
Oh.
She doesn't like all the time her new husband is spending in the recording studio and taking care of his young daughter, India.
Jeez.
So she can't deal with the fact that some of these women and some of these guys, for quite frankly, get possessive to the point that
you can't leave.
They won't leave you alone.
She seems very, very needy.
And I could kind of...
Why does she marry a guy with a job?
And a kid.
Anyway, before this guy married Halle Berry, he'd been raising his daughter, India, alone on his farm outside Milwaukee. And him and India, are close. And the daughter's mom was killed in a car accident when the little girl was just 13-month-old.
So what does Halle want him to do? Abandon the child?
I don't know. Oh, come on, love me, Daddy. She's in competition with an 8-year-old.
Good Lord.
It always sounds bad when somebody says, you've been spending too much time with that kid.
With your kid.
Berry was upset she had to go to the Oscars alone because her new husband was too busy to go with her.
Yeah, there's an embarrassment.
They can't possibly turn around that the guy is actually a good father and actually is working.
Yeah, has a heart.
Eric's been told by his record label that if he doesn't get a hit soon, he'll be dropped. Ooh. So the guy's feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
But Halle needs constant love and attention. Ugh. And she feels Eric has been ignoring her. She cries to him about his lack of interest in her, and he tells her she just doesn't understand him. So, what can I tell you?
Well, I guess that marriage is over.
It's her second marriage, I guess. She was married to some baseball player named
David
Justice. David Justice.
Yeah, he had to get out of there.
He's a big deal, evidently.
He's a good baseball player, and he couldn't stay with her.
And he just married some broad.
His hair fell out after he married her.
Yeah, he was a good-looking guy till she got a hold of him.
Rebecca Villabose he married.
Who's that?
Who's a model.
Oh, okay.
Which seems like a lot more normal than a actress. You got to choose between a model and actress. Go for the model, I think. Although, who knows?
That's the moral of this story.
I guess.
Isn't David Justice the one who had his house burned down?
No. That's a football player.
That was the guy from Left Eye Lopez.
Yeah, Andre Rison.
Right. All right,
Wrong sport.
I thought that was kind of funny. And then MTV's being sued because some girls went to a show that I guess MTV was filming.
I think it was one of their spring break things, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is great. It's called Dude, This Sucks. It's two 14-year-old girls were in the audience watching when they were splattered with human waste.
Now, there's a show.
That's it. Yeah. Wow. Gallagher's going all out for ratings now.
Without warning or explanation, the two show rangers, I don't know what show rangers are, but two show rangers turned their backsides to the audience, both opened a flap on the back of their shorts, exposing their naked buttocks. The girl's attorney, Gloria Allred, said. MTV's finish. Before they could say or do anything, the shower ranger, whose buttocks faced them, bent over, spread his cheeks of his buttocks, and admitted to spray a fecal matter, the lawyer said.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Let's give him the money now.
I don't want to go to the show, but that sure is funny.
I got to admit, that, you know what, they deserve some money. All of a sudden,
I agree.
Yeah, all of a sudden I was smelling something disgusting and I started to gag. I looked around at my friends. They were covered in something. As I looked down at myself, I realized I was too.
How come their friends aren't suing?
I wonder what this show is. I want to watch it. MTV says part of the deal is that they will never air the show, which, gee, great.
Yeah, now you got something good.
Now, how are we going to learn anything if we don't get to see the show? I don't think MTV really had anything to do with it. They just put these guys on, and these
Didn't
guys...
know what they were going to do?
Yeah, they didn't know what they were going to do.
This won't be on MTV News. This is news.
Tom Cruise, you've been slimed.
Unplugged.
He added that the episode would never be aired. This is a guy from the TV channel. The show would never be aired, and steps would be taken to make sure that this never happens again, that people, make duty on each other.
Darn, now I'm never going to go because it won't happen again.
I watched MTV hoping somebody make a duty. We're sorry if these women were hurt. It certainly never was our intention to hurt anyone. I like how they call them women. When they're 14 and you're being sued.
Suing you.
Yeah, you figure call them women. The jury might not.
But why isn't the rest of the audience suing?
Because they didn't actually get the fecal material on them.
No, she said she turned and her friends were covered in something.
Yeah, all of them are suing. Anyone who was covered in feces is suing.
Class action.
Me, I would have run over to get covered in it so I'd have someone to sue.
I'm going to get in the suit.
The teenagers were standing next to the stage in San Bernardino Mountains.
The San Bernardino.
Yeah, whatever that is. What are you guys laughing at over there?
The story.
You better let me in on the joke.
No, it's just...
It's not that funny. All right. Anyway, so wanted to do that.
That's what I was saying. Somebody's working out a new act.
Yeah, and by the way, you guys would actually get sued for that.
But
I just want to warn you. Yeah, you guys have nothing.
But
so.
look at the press we'd get.
I love that MTV's getting sued. They had nothing to do with it other than they were just videotaping some people.
Yeah.
But right away, they're the ones with the money, so they get sued.
Yeah, they're not suing the shower range.
Yeah. Sue the shower rangers.
I just grabbed my pants. I think I'm going to sue myself.
Al Pacino's baby.
Now, that's funny.
You're damn right.
All right. Now, this, all right. Let me get to a couple of phone calls because that's backing up, and then I'll get to some other things. All right. Queen of all white people, you're on the air.
Hi there. How are you, sexy?
Sexy is good.
You are sexy, and Robin, you're cute.
I'm sexy and irritable. That's a really great combo. I'm just so tired this morning. I stayed up to watch The Sopranos.
Oh. Yeah.
And now I'm paying for it. I'm just friggin' tired. I can't go to bed at 10 o'clock. I can't. I just can't make it on that little sleep.
I never get to sleep till about 3. And then I get up at...
Yeah, but you don't have to do a radio show, honey.
Oh, I know that, but I still get up to listen to you every morning.
You get up to listen. I get up to talk.
Right.
Well, I can talk.
Oh.
Anyway, can you bring me there so I can see the fight?
Oh, the fight. All right, so the fight is going to be on Friday.
And why no pay-per-view?
Where do I begin? Okay, let me put it to you this way. My dream was to bring the crazy cabbie... Angry Black fight. I think it's going to be very cool. It would have been good on pay-per-view.
Yeah, you want to bring it to the people.
So really, this was a spontaneous event that happened on the radio, and I think it's as simple as flipping a switch and we can get everybody watching pay-per-view. Well, it gets much more complicated than that. First of all, from all of a sudden it starts, as soon as people hear I'm going to put something on pay-per-view, the production costs go up. Everyone's talking, they want their hand in it. This guy wants money, that guy wants money, everyone wants money. And I said, look.
We're trying to get some money for the fight.
It just gets, and that even gets complicated. We can't have a purse for the fight because then it becomes a professional fight. And so it just started getting complete. Every time I turn around and try and do something just to put this on pay-per-view for anyone who wanted to watch it, it got more and more complicated. I got a week to promote this thing. Some of the cable operators will go along with it. Some of them won't. Some of them don't want to switch the movie they were going to run because they don't care. They make so much money just collecting off the cable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cable operators make tons of money. They don't need me.
They're lazy.
Yeah. So then, there was a lot of guys who would go for it. Some guys wouldn't go for it. You can't have a purse. Suddenly, it's getting complicated. Then the production starts. Everyone comes to me, well, you know, you don't have enough money to put on a really good production. And then if you ask the fans to pay $25, they're expecting a really top-notch production. I said, no. They understand it's guerrilla television. No, they don't. $25 a lot of money. You got to make it $19.95. I said, okay, we'll make it $19.95, but you can't show a profit on it. Then the people who put up the money are mad. I said, you know what? It just occurred to me all of a sudden. I said, I don't need this.
Yeah.
This is
supposed
insane.
To be fun.
So you're not going to have it?
No, we're having the fight. We're
Not
just not
the
putting it on pay-per-view. And as a matter of fact, I'll air the fight Saturday night. This Saturday night on our television show live.
So
Cleveland doesn't.
Well, I don't mean live. I mean whatever, taped.
Cleveland doesn't get your. They won't put your show on.
Well, that's not my problem.
You're really the queen of all white people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she is.
Yes, I am. I'm the queen of all white people.
I know.
You know what? I have to see my shrink today, and I forgot what the time is.
You really are the queen.
What time is your shrink appointment?
I don't know. I got up
Why didn't
because
you
I
call
thought
me?
it was in the morning.
Imagine being this woman's shrink. Oy vey.
Oh, man.
What work?
Give up.
Why do you need a shrink?
I don't know.
You're fine.
I think I need them because, well, it's all in my past. Things that happened in my past.
Leave them in the past, honey.
I know. That's what I'm starting to get better. I have a personality disorder, but it's not split. It's like borderline.
This is bad. This is boring. You have a boring personality disorder.
I don't know if they can cure that.
Yeah, I think you got to get interesting. Well, what I would do when you forget...
What drug do you take to get interesting?
A woman like you who forgot her psychiatric appointment time, I would go at 9 a.m. and stay all day. I mean, at some point they'll call you into the office. There's a
lot of people that do that.
At some point they're going to bring you in.
But I wish I could just come and visit.
What happened? How old are you?
I'm old.
How old?
I'll be in May 2nd. I'll be 56.
So why bother with a psychiatrist? It's almost over.
What do you mean it's almost over?
You're 56. How much longer do you think you're going to live?
At least to be hopefully 70.
Yeah, well, right.
But maybe not because they think the cancer's come back.
Oh, yeah, you got cancer. All right, I got to go.
Why?
Because I've talked long enough. I'm tired.
Well, can you bring me there and let me visit?
At the fight, you know what, honey? I just have so few seats, and I'm trying to load it up with people who are a little more upbeat than you.
What do you mean upbeat? I can be upbeat.
I'm not going for the... You know, I know she says she has cancer, but I'm not going for that.
Ring card girl?
Do you want to be a ring card girl? Robin's right.
Yeah.
We'll put you to work.
Okay.
You got to wear a bikini.
Oh, God, you wouldn't want that.
You would.
No, you wouldn't.
You couldn't be any worse than the girls who lie around in Central Park on a Sunday. I tell you, I went into Central Park on Sunday. It was a beautiful day here in New York. Had to be 80 degrees yesterday. And,
86 was the recorded temperature.
86?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in Central Park, and there are women who, as soon as they see the sun come out, they decide to, sunbathe. What's the difference between covering... What's the difference between covering breast implants or liposuction?
I don't know, but this is what they... in San Francisco, there's a whole group of people voting who this is important to.
All right.
After a 5-year fight in the city's health services system, the gender-switching benefits earned approval last week from a city committee and goes before the full board of supervisors today. So they'll be voting on that today, but they think it very well could be a possibility that you'll be paying you go to work for the city of San Francisco and your sex change you'll be paid for.
Yeah.
That's going to pass. You know why?
Why?
Those people go and vote in twice. They vote as Jeff and they vote as Jen.
You may have a point there. The Knicks are in the playoffs, Howard. I don't know if you realize that the season has come down to the final 50 teams because the playoffs are so complicated and long in the NBA. They are now in the midst of it. They're also in the midst of hockey playoffs, which I know nothing about.
I'll show you how out of it I am. If you had just said that basketball season is starting, because I had read somewhere that Michael Jordan's thinking of returning to the Washington Wizards.
It'd be happening now.
I would have said, oh, okay, that's great.
I'll watch.
I didn't even know they were playing.
Yes, no, the playoffs started this past weekend.
Okay.
And there was a big controversy going on because there's this article about the Knicks in the New York Times magazine section of the Sunday paper. This reporter, who's a Jewish guy, got to hang out with the team. And there's a couple of devout Christians.
Yes.
On the team, Charlie Ward, Allen Houston, and I think now that Mark Jackson has joined the team, they have meetings in their hotel rooms,
right,
where they have their Bibles and stuff, and they give Bible study lessons. So they allowed this reporter to come into the Bible study lesson, and they realized he was Jewish. So the idea of his Jewishness came up, and he said it looked like some of the players were interested in his religion. And then all of a sudden, Charlie Ward just said, you know, the Jews are stubborn. And, you know, they've got blood on their hands. They're the people, you know, they stoned Christ. And then Allen Houston has a special little computer where he can dial up any kind of scripture you need to support your arguments.
Yeah.
So he starts clicking into his computer to find the verses that support Charlie Ward's argument that the Jews killed Christ.
Sure.
And so the guy wrote this in his article in the New York Times Magazine, where they were saying all these anti-Semitic things, like the Jews have blood on their hands and they killed Christ and they spit on him, and why'd they do that, and Jews are still persecuting people today for their religion. Because he's all into Jews for Jesus, you know, like he thinks that they're fine. They found Christ, God bless them, and their families should accept that. So he's saying all this stuff in the magazine. And so yesterday when he stepped out on the court, even though the Knicks were playing at home, Charlie Ward got booed by the crowd.
Sure.
And
This is a good time to be anti-Semitic.
Yeah, but you know what? It only lasts for so long. When he started doing good things in the game, they started cheering.
Yeah, nobody cares. Hey, he hates Jews, but you know what? The guy can play ball.
He's playing well today.
Yeah.
I think I hate Jews, too. What the hell?
So anyway, the Knicks did win, and after the game, of course, you know, they do all those post-game interviews at this time of the year, but Charlie Ward has now learned his lesson. He had an interview with the guy the general manager of the team, and the team immediately distanced themselves from Charlie's statements. They said, you know, well, they're not saying they were wrong, but the Madison Square Garden and the team, the New York Knicks, do not feel the same way about Jews as Charlie Ward and Allen Houston. So
they tried to get Charlie Ward to apologize, but he wouldn't even do that.
Well, yesterday they actually tried to get him to talk about it some more, but he had seemed to learn some lesson. He refused to talk about it.
I'm through with, you know, about the booze or what have you. If you'd like to talk about the way my teammates played, and then I'll address your question.
So he's only going to talk about how the team's playing now.
No, let's do some more Jew stuff.
Beliefs.
Yeah, if he gets a triple-double, I'll take out a couple Jews.
Meanwhile, you know, it's a wonderful thing. They won a game yesterday, but then you read in the paper this morning, there's a standoff continuing in the South Windsor, Connecticut home of Marcus Camby. Marcus is a member of the Knicks. And apparently there's a guy holding a woman hostage in his mother's house right now with a knife to her throat.
You know what's weird? I'm just going back a story because I'm thinking about what you said. Like John Rocker, everybody's on his ass for saying stuff. I don't even know what he said.
I don't know what he said either.
Yeah.
He just said he didn't like immigrants or something like that.
Yeah, it was something like he didn't like immigrants.
Yeah,
and want to be
queers with AIDS.
Right, number 7 trained with AIDS patients.
And this guy, Charlie Ward, you know, he's like, hey, I hate Jews, they suck, blah, 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 blah. Nobody gets on his ass.
Well, he didn't say he hated Jews. The next day when he was talking, he said, you know, my best friend is a Jewish person.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, Jesus Christ. That's his best friend.
Yeah.
So you got to be dead to be his best friend.
I think it's a black-white thing, too. I think that, like, white people are so afraid to show, you know, Jews especially. They hate black people. They hate to, like, say, oh, there's a black person. He's in this, well, we got to forgive him with slavery. The guy's an anti-Semite. No one will say anything. You know, they're all afraid. It's like, John Rocker's a white guy. You get on his ass.
Well, I think part of the problem is that they expect white people to be smart.
Right.
And they don't think that this guy's smart enough to even know what he's saying.
Right. That's right.
It's a real reverse.
It's actually racism.
Yeah. It's like, you know, they're so dumb.
Right. That's
Why
right.
even bother?
It's just a black guy.
Yeah. He's stupid.
So that's what it's really about.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt your story. Yeah.
Marcus, well, it's sort of the same thing. Marcus Camby, who's a member of the Knicks, his mother, her house is, you know, surrounded by cops right now, and there's a man holding a woman at knife point inside the house, and they think it's Marcus Camby's sister. who, you know, they have the knife to her throat. The incident started about 3:30 this morning at 𝗵𝗲's mother's home, where 3 people were held against their will by an armed man with a knife. 2 of them, 𝗵𝗲's mother and another sister, were freed a few hours later. One official says the suspect is somebody the family knows, but they aren't.
Oh, what happened? The Knicks didn't cover the spread?
They aren't really telling anything else about the details of this person. Police negotiators have reportedly established a dialogue with the suspect and have been talking to him for hours now. 𝗵𝗲 himself arrived at the scene several hours after the incident started. So Marcus 𝗵𝗲 is actually right there. They say this guy has actually stabbed the woman, but her injuries don't look life-threatening. And the police were inside the house, but they decided to back off at the guy's request because he did actually have the knife at her throat.
Right.
So Marcus 𝗵𝗲, who knows if he'll show up for a game if this keeps going.
Are you sure this wasn't Doug Stanhope trying to get his $50 back?
I don't know anything about that. For all you cell phone users, be careful while you're riding through Westchester County today, because it is now illegal for motorists to drive and talk on their cell phones.
Right.
In Westchester County. You will be fined $150.
I know everyone's bitching about it, but you know what? They're right. It's like, come on. I try to dial that goddamn cell phone.
You people can't drive very well paying full attention.
I know.
And kids shouldn't be allowed in cars either.
Right.
I'm dead serious.
As long as we're getting down to it, right.
Yeah.
They have to turn around and smack them around all the time.
Where do they have to be anyway?
Right.
So anyway, they say headsets are okay. As long as you, like, hook up that whole thing and get your headset on and are hands-free, you're fine. But if they see you standing there with a cell phone, talking and driving, they can pull you over. They might only give out warnings for the first few weeks or something, but eventually the fine will be $150.
See, hands-free shouldn't even be okay, because we have to dial the phone.
That's what I was thinking. I say, how do you dial the number?
Right. You got to take your eyes off the road. That's where all the accidents.
And now the phone's all the way down there in some holder.
I know. You can't see that thing because you're not allowed to hold it because the cops will give you a ticket. I say you're better off letting people hold it.
Don't make phone calls while you're driving. That should be the law.
Yeah, but you can't do that. It's so boring driving. You got to call your friends. You get more business done while you're driving. You can get on the phone. You talk to you because you're sitting there anyway.
Goodness. They're expecting high temperatures again today. Yesterday, you even said it was so beautiful outside. You wanted to get out and enjoy the weather. The temperature was 86 degrees. That was the recorded temperature, and that breaks a spring record. And they're saying that temperatures will cooperate again today and give you another nice day. But it also causes some problems. Some guys figuring, hey, it's warm, jumped in some water around here somewhere, and the water is still in the 40s. That's not good swimming water.
No.
So that was deadly for 2 New York City men who decided to take a swim in Putnam County.
What happened? They had a heart attack?
The 2 men were part of a group having a weekend outing at an Educational Alliance camp in Patterson, and police say they jumped into Lake Charles in the 42-degree water. Quickly, their bodies froze.
Oh, my God. You're kidding.
Yeah, because your muscles, like...
And they went into shock?
And they went under because they couldn't move. So the bodies of 24-year-old Malik Jordan and 35-year-old Joel LaRosa were pulled from the lake by a
I'm on my way with my camera.
Fire rescue volunteer.
He wants to kiss the guys.
They went out in a rowboat and they got them.
Oh, my God.
You got to be careful because the water hasn't warmed up.
Didn't know that. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish the news for you right after this.
He's the outrageous king of all media. Howard
Stern. Howard Stern in the morning. You're listening. Yo, Howard Stern.
All right, what is this? All right. I've been trying for the last hour to listen to this bit from this black guy, this black comedian, Ernie Mac.
Bernie
Mac.
That's what I said.
No, you said Ernie.
No, I said Bernie.
Oh, it sounded like Ernie.
Sounded like Ernie, but I said Bernie. Bernie Mac. He seems real funny.
He's a very funny guy.
You know, he's real black sounding. I mean, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
You need an interpreter?
I need a little bit of interpreter, but he's funny. I like that's funny, but I've been trying to hear the bit, and I can't hear it. There's always an interruption. I got to go pee. I come back in. Gary's got to tell me something.
Yeah, I know. We keep breaking up the flow.
Yeah. I think I got a funny bit here to play for you, but I don't know. Anyway, I'll play it tomorrow.
Okay.
If I ever get to hear it first. I should preview it, shouldn't I?
It's up to you. I don't know how you do this stuff. You don't want to go cold?
I'll go cold, baby. Nah, you know what? We're running out of time anyway. I'll do it tomorrow.
I am sorry.
You're burning your chance.
Right. What else is in the news, Robin?
You know, Suzanne Summers is everywhere these days.
Rightly so.
Came out and said that she has cancer and that she's been struggling with it for a year, and now everybody wants to talk to her. She's on the cover of People magazine. And how long was it since Suzanne Summers had a cover?
Yeah, I'm pissed at her.
She was on Dateline. She's on every TV show now. She, I think, has been on The View. She's been on Larry King. She's been on the morning shows.
Well, she's doing some homeopathic thing, isn't she?
Yeah, she's not doing the... They recommended chemotherapy after she had whatever she had to get rid of her cancer. And she is saying, no, she's going to do something herbal because she doesn't want to go through the chemotherapy thing.
She won't lose her hair.
Now she is telling, you know, and everybody right away, all the experts are saying, oh, my God, we don't want everybody to follow Suzanne Summers' example. So now Suzanne is saying, no, 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 she's not recommending this to anybody else.
She's not having chemo.
She doesn't want people to follow her. She wants to do this on her own.
What kind of cancer she got?
I think it was breast cancer, wasn't it?
Well, and she's not going to go get chemo. She's gonna go to one of these like Chinese guys and get what?
She's going to give herself injections in her stomach. Of some drug that's made from mistletoe. It's not a drug even. It's something that comes from mistletoe.
Yeah.
And she's going to shoot herself with this stuff for 5 years. And she says she's done a lot of research.
Sure.
So
Where do you research?
She knows what she's up to.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to talk to her about it, so she's having a good time doing it.
Well, I know she got the cancer. Like, she used to come on my show all the time. I always have her in, and then all of a sudden something happens with the cancer. Everybody wants her, so we called her up and said, hey, come here and do it for us. Oh, no, I can't come on now because I'm just going to do the Today Show, and I'm like, oh, great.
Just the Today. She's doing everything.
Yeah, I go, so, okay. So, in other words, when you got nothing going on, I'm good enough for you. Now you got something going on where people actually want to hear from you. Talk about the fact that you might be dying. You don't want to come on here.
I'll tell you what, though, when she dies, get Doug in there.
Doug will take some pictures.
We're not stopping at kissing on this one.
I just don't get it, you know.
Yeah, it's we've been used again.
Well, she told Gary that, look, this is very serious, and I want to be wild with Howard, and this is something I can't be wild about, and then I'm not going to want him asking me questions. I'm like, wait a second. Come in and tell us what's going on. That's all. I'm not asking him to be wild. But, you're in the news now. See, people don't pay back. They don't pay back in this industry.
Nope.
They get hot, they forget their friends. So she said
Fran Drescher hasn't talked to us.
I know.
She's given Rosie the cover in the story.
Of course. But Fran was my friend. And I'll tell you...
When she was selling pasta, who had her on?
Me. Not Rosie.
When Ron Zimmerman's marrying Marissa Tomei, he'll sell you.
That's right.
I want exclusive wedding photos. No.
No baloney.
That's right. We better be at that wedding. And you know what else is running rampant in this country? I know, every time I read one of these stories, I want to stop eating meat. They say now that this is becoming epidemic, that there's such a demand for meat. They got to get those cows in there and cut them up really fast.
Yeah.
And sometimes the cow's not dead, while the guys are whacking off their legs and pulling out their stomachs. Yeah.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, the cattle are supposed to be dead before they get to a certain point on whatever conveyor belt they are, because the law says you're either supposed to stun them into, unconsciousness or hit them in the head, and so they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But, they're in such a rush, like they stun them, but the cow's still aware.
I'll tell you something. I mean, once in a while I'll eat a little steak or something, but I don't eat it much. But nevertheless, I mean, I know we eat meat and all that stuff. I'm one of those dudes, man. I cannot. Animals break my heart.
Yeah.
I look at them, man. I could never.
They say in plants all over the United States, this happens on a daily basis, that, while they're hacking off the leg or cutting off the tail, or the belly ripper gets to them, or the hide puller, like they're ripping their skin off and the cow knows.
You know what would be good?
Yeah, but I like hamburgers.
You know what would be good for farm animals?
What?
Ron Zimmerman.
Leave Ron alone.
Really, because he's now in therapy.
That's right.
But they're supposed to be rendered insensible to pain, and it's not always happening. And, you know, they have veterinarians inspecting these various plants, and the vets say, yeah, we know what's going on. We don't know what to do. It's now at epidemic proportions. This doesn't just happen every once in a while. It's happening all the time.
Yeah, no one's going to stop eating meat. But
no, McDonald's will still be selling 1 billion this year. So I just want to let you know.
Yeah, it's sad.
That cow went through a terrible death for you to get it.
But it tasted good.
The commander of that submarine that knocked over the Japanese fishing boat, he's going to hear his sentence today. They think he's going to be ushered right out of the Navy. And, you know, he'll get a dishonorable discharge. They're negotiating an honorable discharge for him, but his Navy career is over. He'll get to...
No more driving a sub when you're talking on a cell phone.
That's right. He will not be able to entertain guests and run a sub at the same time anymore. They say, I thought this was the funniest line in the story, they say he's entertaining options for his civilian employment at this time. Sure, I'm sure a lot of people are running to give him a job.
He can run a carnival ride.
If Hollywood actors and screenwriters go on strike, many mainstream movie technicians and B-movie actors may start working blue, Howard. They may be forced to.
Yeah.
Some are already looking to the porn industry to line up work.
Even actresses?
No, they're saying like the technicians and the B actors.
What?
Not anybody you'd probably...
Who's a good B actor we'd like to see naked?
Well, get out your list. They say
Alyssa Milano.
Ava Save-A-Lot. God bless her.
Sin City Entertainment says film editors, grips, and other directors of photography have contacted the company. He also says several B-movie actors and actresses are looking for non-sexual roles, like there are a lot of them, in porn films.
Yeah. There's someone's looking for that.
They're trying to see. And do you know anything about that? You've got your ear to the wall of show business.
Who does?
You.
Of course I do.
How are the negotiations going?
Going very well. I have no idea what that's all about.
They could play that woman at the beginning that does the free speech pitch at the beginning of the porno. You know that lady, that hideous bird-looking woman in the suit? You have to stand up for your rights. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. They always give you a speech. Every porno starts out with that.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's like, you know, listen, we have to all stick together.
God Bless America.
Yeah.
Another thing about that, it's very uninspiring when you got your penis in your hand.
Right. That's right. You don't want that.
Put your hand over your heart.
Peter Buck. You know that name?
Peter Buck, yeah.
Who is he?
Don't know.
Oh, yeah. He's the guitarist for R.E.M.
Right.
And he got arrested for air rage. He was on a plane, I think, from someplace in Canada over to Heathrow Airport in London.
Happy people?
That guy, they say he was drinking like there was no tomorrow.
His business.
Right.
Downing drinks like they were going out of business. And then they had no option. I guess he got so sloppy drunk that they decided they had no option but to stop serving him drinks.
Yeah, I mean, don't serve drinks if you don't want people to get drunk. I mean, what are they doing?
So you know what happens when you got a guy who's really tanked up and you try to stop him from drinking?
It's belligerent.
They lose it. So apparently he shoved a staff member and I think poured yogurt on somebody's head, which isn't the worst thing that's happened in one of these air rage incidents.
They cause air rage. It's the airlines that cause it, and then every air rage law they pass is for the stewardesses should be replaced by Coke machines. Like they'll say, "Oh, he was belligerent" or whatever. If like you just they don't like your tone of voice, they'll say whatever they want. Just all right.
Go ahead. There's another comic who spends too much time on planes.
Honestly, he's done this.
He's written a whole bunch of stuff on the plane. Right?
Who cares, man? What's Pantera up to?
Anything else, Robin?
Buck was last night charged with criminal damage, being drunk on an aircraft, 2 counts of common assault on a crew, and 1 public order offense. So he'll now have to face those.
Well, it is a big test. They enrage you with delays, and then they give you drinks and they take them away, and then they expect you to behave.
Drunk with power.
All right.
You ever hear of bus rage? No, because they leave you alone on a bus. You pay the money, and no one tells you what to do.
Yeah, you brown bag it on the bus.
And you know what? They tell you 3 o'clock to be there, and they leave at 3 o'clock.
Exactly.
Right.
There you go.
You know what else?
What?
Katie Cabby, 6 to 10.
Janet Jackson wants you to know she is now obsessed with sex. So her, that finally kicked in for her.
Yeah, she looks real sexual.
She's divorced her husband, and now she wants everybody to know she wants it.
She's obsessed with her nose job and her muscular arms is what she's obsessed with.
She says she thinks of sex a morning, noon, and night.
Well, then she's a man.
Offered this information to Der Spiegel, a German magazine.
Der Spiegel, we used to work with him.
She says that she attributes her sex drive to her parents, who wound up having 9 kids. So she says they must have been doing it like rabbits, and she wants to as well.
All right.
So there.
Good for her.
At the box office this weekend, surprise, surprise, Bridget Jones' Diary was #1, making $10.5 million. It managed the rare feat of jumping from #3 to #1. The movie...
is that one of them Oprah movies?
No.
No.
The movie was added to about 600 new theaters this weekend. So it increased in audience thanks to women. They were doing that sort of slow rollout thing. But Freddie got fingered at the box office.
Nice.
That did not do well with its target audience, which I think is young males, because they only did about $7.2 million at the box office, coming in 3rd. Here is Tom Green
to explain this horror.
Yeah, talk about the plot of this movie. #3.
It's a story about a 28-year-old man who wants to be an animator, and he's having a hard time growing up, so he moves back into his parents' basement, and while living in the basement gets into a war with his father, which is something that I think a lot of young people, young meaning under the age of 65, young people have experienced these days.
Speaking all serious.
Yeah.
Serious author.
See, that's the thing that you don't understand. Tom Green is funny because he's annoying. The people who are annoyed by him on his show are what is funny. So when you put that in in a staged atmosphere where someone's acting like they're annoyed, he's not funny at all. It's the fact that he's annoying other people that's funny to you.
Yeah, and what are you, a film professor? Sure. You're absolutely right.
Thank you. It's like watching Candid Camera if it was set up.
Right, if they made it up. Yeah. All right, there you go.
In other words, it's like Ringmaster.
All right, now you've stated
stupid
it.
Jerry Springer film.
You said it all, my friend. Doug Stanhope knows.
He knows. He knows comedy.
Why isn't anybody putting him in a movie? He knows so much. It'll happen.
Another movie out at the box office everybody was wondering how it would do was the 3rd in the sequel to the Crocodile Dundee movies. Crocodile Dundee goes to Los Angeles.
Crocodile Dundee goes to Los Angeles, gets a facelift. I think that's what it was about. No, it didn't do well.
It did not do well at all. And
Crocodile Dundee gets fingered.
That's right. I'd watch that.
Yeah, sure. That might have worked.
Here's Paul Hogan to tell us what it was like. I guess he had Mike Tyson in the movie. Here's what it was like working with him. #5.
He was probably the most charming person we worked with in the entire film.
Until he raped you.
Who is
that? He turned up early. He said, I'm bringing my bodyguards. And he turned up with his family. And he signed autographs. He took photos with everybody. He did as many takes as you wanted. And he ad-libbed a few lines.
I'm going to eat you. I'm going to eat your ear.
And he was a pleasure to work with. And you would never believe a bad word about him if that had been your only contact with him.
Yeah, him and OJ know how to behave when they're not in a killing situation or a raping situation.
Just don't run into him in the street.
Right, just don't piss him off.
You'd never believe a word of it till he's wrapped around you like a sloth in a bowling ball. Puffing away.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, is Howard's hero.
Crocodile Dundee.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Love that guy. Love those 2 movies. I don't know about the 3rd one.
Yeah, but that guy doesn't sound like Crocodile Dundee, does he?
No, it sounds like his grandfather.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Paul Rubens has resurfaced. He's in a new movie called Blow with Johnny Depp. Somebody got a hold of him and asked him what he's been doing since we last saw him. #9.
I just finished hosting You Don't Know Jack for ABC Television. That'll start in the fall. No, what am I saying? Start in summer.
I like he's not Pee-wee anymore.
ABC.
He's got a real man's voice. He's got a man voice now.
Well, sort of.
Yeah.
But apparently he's returning to television. ABC is putting together something called You Don't Know Jack. And what is that?
It's a real game show. I'm hosting it as a character. It's real contestants playing a real game, winning real money. It's a half hour.
Sounds real sleepy.
It's a pretty funny game. It's a trivia game. But it's very fast-paced, and I get to make fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Okay.
He sounds like a real barrel of laughs.
We'll look for that.
It's real fast.
It's a real game, and I'm doing it as a character. And so that's what's happening.
Thank you, Robin. Let me give a couple quick plugs. Doug Stanhope, Wednesday through Sunday at the Improv in Miami. Go to disgustingpig.com for him. Craig Gass, Thursday at the Bash on Ash in Tempe. And this Sunday at the Laughs Comedy Cafe in Tucson, Arizona. For more information, go to IHateComedians.com. Also, I want to thank Jillian Barbary, who hosts The Test, premiering tonight and airing weeknights at 11 on FX. And we'll see you tomorrow.
From the latest more of the funniest morning radio ever recorded. It's the best of Howard Stern on 94 WYSP.
WYSP and WJFK on the best of Stern. Let's get back to that interview with Tiny Tim.
Tiny is a fascinating man. He really is. Robin, you have no idea.
I don't, huh?
No, you have no idea. Well, Tiny does want to be here for the next round of Naked Jeopardy.
I heard that very loud and clear.
Yes. Because I was thinking, like, maybe Tiny's like one of these pure thought people, you know.
That's what I
which
always
he is,
thought.
and I thought that he'd be offended. That's the only reason I didn't call you in.
Oh, no, I tell you, I have nothing but pure thoughts, but it is a part of life, and it's a very relaxing part. I mean, it's something that I just love to look at their faces. If I was 85, I'd still go to those places.
Yes.
Because it's the only bit of heaven on this earth.
That's right? You bet. Hey, if you were drinking 800 bottles of spaghetti sauce a day, you'd know that was the only heaven on earth. You're not kidding.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Beautiful.
I'm telling you.
Well, yeah, I was fascinated by that diet.
Oh, well, right now it can change, you know, but I really am a fetish for Aunt Millie's sweet pepper spaghetti sauce.
How long you been on that jag?
Oh, for years.
Really?
2-3
I didn't know
years.
that. Tiny here, just shooting the breeze. Let's get to Tiny's new song.
I have to go home, Howard, because I've just learned too much.
About Tiny. You're overloaded.
I've just learned too much.
Oh, Tiny, you have such a fascinating life. You really do.
Well, first of all, I can't.
He's so opinionated. We're in here talking about he was talking about how he likes different champagnes, and he knows exactly what he likes. I mean, he's just opinionated.
He is a very erudite, worldly man. See, I always thought you were cloistered like a nun.
Yeah. Well, I was apologizing to him. I said, the only reason I didn't invite you in here for Naked Jeopardy, I said, I just see you as being one of these guys, like a priest, you know what I mean? But it's not like that. He's just an opinionated guy. He sits down, he can tell you exactly what to eat, tells you exactly what to clean with, tells you exactly what to drink. I mean, most people, you say, what do you like to drink? And they go, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not Tiny. Tiny just knows what he likes.
Well, I love good taste.
Good taste.
I'm not trying to brag, but Graham Kerr, remember the Galloping Gourmet?
Right. Yes.
Said, flattering things, which I'm glad that he called me, a good taster of food.
Yes.
And because I told him, if you go to England and you have Lee and Perrin's Worcestershire sauce, and you take the same brand here, it tastes different.
Really?
There's always a difference in different countries of American products or English products or Australian products. The original country of the product tastes better than when it's imported here.
Did I just can't imagine how a guy could exist eating just Aunt Millie's sauce and some nuts.
Well, especially raw sunflower seeds. Well, that's, or sometimes pumpkin seeds. I will put open pit barbecue sauce on it.
Well, you will.
Let's live, why don't we?
Let's live it up. Well, what happens if you go to a restaurant? Will you eat the food or?
Well, naturally, sure. If I go to a restaurant, and naturally I can't eat that. So if I go, to a
Could you just bring me your sauce?
Right.
It all depends on the mood. Sometimes I'll have beer and fried zucchinis.
Right.
Or sometimes if I take a tuna plate, it all depends where I go.
Right.
But at home right now, I'm on raw sunflower seeds, and Aunt Millie's spaghetti sauce. Or pumpkin seeds and barbecue sauce.
I see.
Open pit. I don't want none for these products, but these are the finest things I've tasted so far.
Yes, I understand.
Well, Tiny, on that diet, no wonder you couldn't finish that race you entered.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I only did
Tiny, now that was weird. We read about that in the paper. You decided to enter a race. But you walked. Everybody else ran.
Yeah, I want to thank Mr. Sutton and the people today for a very nice column there. I didn't expect that.
Yes.
The fact is of the news, it's just that I did it, without heralding. Dr. Black, one of the top doctors, got me in there at the last minute. I just wanted to walk it for the old messenger try, because there used to be a messenger here in the early 50s for Lowe's MGM when they had it at the Lowe's State Building.
So what happened? Your feet got blisters? You were wearing what sneakers were you wearing?
I was wearing a great pair of sneakers. If not for these sneakers, I wore a new pair of Adidas. I have it here.
Yes, but you're not used to walking that much. That's what happened.
I wanted to see if I could make it to the Pulaski Bridge.
See, that's the problem with Tiny. He'll go out and just walk one day. On a day. You got to build up, you know what I'm saying?
You got to train.
Well, but it's not that. The calves got tight on both feet, and then I still have a blue toenail.
Oh, my God.
Dear.
Well, from that time, but it was unbelievable.
That must drive you crazy.
Doesn't that clash with your hair?
Well, anything but gray.
I see, yes. Well, he's got a beautiful color. What would you call that color? Maroon?
No, that's like a Fergie red.
Fergie red, yes.
That's shade 81.
Shade 81.
Loving care. It's called Redwood Brown.
You do this yourself?
14 days. Wash and rinse the hair every day and color it about 14 days.
Every 14 days you color your hair?
About that time.
No kidding. Isn't that a little excessive?
You know the feeling when you cover those grays. It's like 40 years have gone back.
Wow.
It's
when you cover the gray hair, you feel great.
I'm really grateful for loving care.
Really? Oh, okay. Tiny Tim, ladies and gentlemen.
A lot of people complain about, corporate
Life.
America and all these big companies and stuff.
Tiny loves his products.
Tiny praises them.
Yeah, and not only that, I repeat, I want nothing from them. I will never do a commercial for them, anyone I plug, because it would be unfair to use advantage of this. And if I found a better product, I would let you know. But this loving care is superb.
It's like Consumer Reports.
Yeah.
Shade 81. That's
Shade
exactly
81.
That's certain things, Robin. Thanks. But the fact is that when I told you about the Job Squad towels, which you still can't get here, the paper towels,
right?
I wouldn't take nothing from them when they offered something.
He commented that Job Squad was the best paper towel he had ever used for cleaning bathrooms and
himself.
Cleaning himself, for that matter.
I always wipe with Bounty right now, but Job Squad beats them up.
Like if Tiny takes a shower, he'll wipe himself down with a Bounty.
Yeah.
As opposed to a regular towel.
Well, you can't get Job Squad in New York.
Right.
It's only somewhere in Tennessee.
So we mentioned that on the air, and of course Job Squad wanted to send Tiny a bunch of towels, but Tiny would not accept. Which was very admirable, Tiny.
Well, it's only fair to people who may not have the name to be able to do these things. What I use is you want to share with everyone without getting a commercial residual.
All right, let's talk about this song you made. Now, it said, I saw Mr. Presley tiptoeing through the tulips. Now, is this meant to be humorous in the sense that you really didn't see Mr. Presley tiptoeing through the tulips?
You know he's dead.
You know he's dead, right?
No, I don't believe that.
Uh-oh. Okay.
That is really, I always read the Inquirer, the Globe, the Star, and the Examiner, Weekly World News, and the Sun every week.
Yes.
And I
enjoy those.
Oh, I can't get
This is
along
where he
without
gets
those
his
factual papers. That's right. And not only
You're not putting me on. You really just like that.
I remember the Inquirer. I got it in 1946 when it was black and white sheet before they came, in Technicolor. And I can honestly tell you that Mr. Pope passed away, one of the great men, may rest in peace. And I started the Inquirer. And these papers, I said so many times, that they are so informative with new cures and doctors' medicines that are way ahead of the public with the flying saucer revelations. When it comes true, these people will be collector's items. And the situation here, I really believe those
you like it
in the Inquirer.
Okay, so you're still buying that Elvis could be alive?
Yeah, I until proven differently, it makes sense. No one saw his body. I mean...
well, did you see it, Howard?
Did I see Elvis's body?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it on TV. It was dead. It was dead. Now, Elvis is dead. Come on, Tiny.
I can't believe that yet.
Oh,
I think he's going to pop up and surprise us.
Do you believe Dan Rowan is dead?
Yes.
Oh, you do?